today. It has been a wonderful experience. I would recommend anybody at all to come on this course, as it has opened my eyes to a whole new world.
The early bird catches the worm. Don't miss out on your chance to grab our amazing early bird offers at 9 AM on weekday mornings. Catch them while you can.
Join resident designer Sheila for our Bridal Headwear for Beginners DVD. Sheila will guide you through an array of beautiful bridal designs, including a pearl tiara, the star hair comb, a twisted spiral tiara, and much more. This DVD is packed full of inspiration and helpful hints and tips. To get your hands on a copy, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655. If you miss a Jewellery Maker show, then simply go to our YouTube page where you'll be able to find hours of Jewellery Maker footage. Search by show, date or type. Alternatively, search by guest designer by using our playlist page. You can also find hours of tutorials with handy hints and tips to give you inspiration. Our YouTube page is updated on a daily basis, so you can access any show at any time. Stay in touch with Jewellery Maker.
Jewellery Maker ships to the following countries. We offer 2 delivery services, standard and premium. So wherever you are in the world, Jewellery Maker are never far away.
Hi, good afternoon. How is everybody today? It's a sunny Monday, isn't it? How good was the weather yesterday? How many barbecues were going on yesterday? Helena had one. Who's directing at the moment? Mike, did you have a barbecue yesterday? No. Anyone else? Cassie, did you have a barbecue yesterday? No. Pete, barbecue? No. Laura Binding? No. No. Angela? No. No? Oh. Not that many actually. I had 2. That's how excited I was. It was like summer had arrived yesterday. It was brilliant. Hope you had a fabulous weekend. Today's Designer Inspiration Show, incredible. I'm joined by the lovely Laura Binding today, who has got some spectacular pieces to show you. The kit is phenomenal. In fact, I've only just had a really, really good look at the Labradorite cabochons coming up in that kit, and they are spectacular, I have to say. So loads and loads of treats coming up for you today. Helena, where would you like to start, lovely? Because there's just too much to choose from. Okay. Righty-ho. Big bundle for you. Let's have a look. No. 8 maybe. Yeah. Okay, have a look. Have a look at these. There's so much here. Do you know what? This is a great way to start the show, isn't it? Whether you're new to us here at Jewellery Maker and you're looking to start off your stash maybe, or maybe you're a regular bidder and you just want to top up your stash. This is such an incredible value bundle for you. This is beautiful. There's so much here. Have a look at this. My gosh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you've got 5. 3 of those are effectively double strands, if you like. They are beautiful. You've got your gorgeous moonstone there, multicoloured moonstone, 195 carats. That's a massive carat weight that you've got there. You have prehnite, 250 carats of prehnite. You've got your tiger's eye there as well, 80 carats in total. That's a big carat weight. You've got your red agate there as well, 250 carats, and 400 carats of your white magnesite as well. That is a massive total carat weight. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's over 1,000 carats there. Over 1,000 carats of genuine gemstones. Now, I talk about this a lot because I've been here at Jewellery Maker probably 3 months-ish now, in and out for about 18 months, but here permanently for about 3 months. $6.95 I was told. I was told a few rules, you know, as you do when you go somewhere new. A few rules. These are the rules. Helen, $6.95 and no lower per strand. As you all know, we might as well forget those rules. It's like Helena just tore them up. She told them straight up and was like, no, we're not doing that. And we're not going to be doing that today. So that would work out at approximately 21, 28, over £30. And that is an incredible deal. You've got double strands here as well. Over 1,000 carats of beautiful gemstones. Your magnesite, that's going to go with anything, isn't it? Technically, we've got 8 strands here. Oh, and we're going low for you today. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strands. Effectively, you've got 8 strands there, haven't you? Because of your double strands there as well. £14.75 for you. Your nuggets, they're perfect for those of you doing your Tree of Life designs. That would look gorgeous when because of those greens there as well. Really earthy tones you've got there as well. Loads of you joining me. Do you know what? £1.24 per strand. I'm just trying to think, other than that shop that clearly states the price of everything, what can you get for £1? You know, I mean, you can't really buy yourself, you know, you can't even get, in fact, talking to stamps, I bought 12 this morning, book of 12. I'm sure he said £7 something. I wasn't listening properly, I have to say, because I was in a bit of a rush. I just gave him the cash and left and didn't even check my change. But I'm sure that he said £7 something for 12 stamps. Don't you remember when stamps were like 21 pence each or 24 pence each for a first class stamp? Now they're like 60 something a day. Crazy, I tell you. £9.95. Isabel, you're that in Angus. Elaine, there, you're that in Aberdeenshire as well. That's an incredible, incredible deal for you. RUGC95 is your code for this one. If you've got any questions for our lovely Laura Binding, text us in. Send us a little message, 60777. Start your message with the word JM Studio so that it does come through to us here at the Jewellery Maker Studio. Any questions you like, well, say any questions you like, within reason, jewellery related. And Anna would love to help you out today. Let us know what you're up to as well. Monday. Long week this week, isn't it? You know, you've got the weekend blues, the Monday blues, especially after the weekend we've just had. It was pretty good, wasn't it? I used my fruit punch dispenser, Helena, for the first time. Yeah. Well, I put 2 litres in, 2 whole bottles, and it literally was that much of the. It was like nothing. It didn't touch the bucket, whatever you want to call it. Didn't touch it. But do you know what? It just didn't seem to go down either. It was brilliant. 864 655. Hold those lines. Team picks for you now. Everyone's favourite gemstone. We've all had a little pick. Mine was clearly emerald. But we've got loads coming up for you in this section. Who should we go with first then? Let's do Mike's Labradorite. Good choice. Mike's over there. I was looking at Pete then. Do you know what? I think we've quite possibly picked you the best strand as well, Mike, have to say. Check out the quality of this. Not just our Mike's, but your favourite gemstone. 3 years running. Oh, my days. It's easy to see why, isn't it? Look at the quality of Labradorite that we are looking at here. These are phenomenal. They are really, really big coins that you've got there. Look at the size. Oh, statement ring. Our Helena, she's off to Glastonbury. I'm thinking festival Helena. Nice big statement ring. Our Helena also off to see Fleetwood Mac this evening by default. Yeah. Jammy. It's like a big donut. I'm very jealous, very jealous. You have huge coins here, 11 by 17 millimetres in size. They really, even the smallest Labradorite in this strand would make a fantastic statement ring because of that Labrador essence. That's really, really eye-catching. The quality of the Labradorite that we've had recently is just breathtaking. It really, really is. Look at that colour. Do you know what? We're very limited. Very, very limited indeed. I would be coming in early. Oh, look at that. Do you know what? That isn't any camera trickery. Oh, no. No special effects there. That's exactly what you should be seeing from Labradorite. That incredible Labrador essence, the gorgeous bluish shimmers, the copper hues, the yellows, the oranges. You're even seeing the peachy hues from this gemstone as well. That quality is phenomenal. Now, what I'm going to do is, while you're looking at this, I'm just going to turn the strand round, because a couple of times we've had customers saying, can you show us the other side? And I have, it's just that you sort of obviously still showing you the same size because that quality is just as incredible all the way around this strand. They are magnificent. Look at those. Can you imagine that central gemstone there, 17mm in size? I think that in a silver boutique, just set into solid sterling silver in a ring, you'd be looking at high double figures. You could be, couldn't you? Easily. That's a big, big carat weight that you've got there. Now you've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 individual gemstones in this strand, and they are really sizable. Dawn in Sussex, Anonymous in Greater London, Anne in Aberdeenshire, you're there as well. If you've got this in your basket, I'll be checking out really, really quickly. Mike, you did well here, I have to say. You did really well. Ooh. One of these, even the smallest gemstone that we have on this strand, bit of silver wire there, I'd be, do you know what, 15 to 20 pounds easily in a ring. That's just gorgeous. The first kit that we have, I'm just going to give you a little sneaky peek. One of the cabochons, one of the cabochons from that kit, huge. Do you know what? Oh my gosh, I'd have to come in for this. Absolutely have to. There's 6 cabochons over there. Oh no, there's 7 cabochons and a strand of labradorite in that kit coming up for you. They're gorgeous. Okay, let's go for Pete's then, shall we? And this is also going to be Laura Binding's challenge. I tell you what, that's a challenge and a half, that is. A metre of sapphire. Oh my gosh. Oh my, what are your first thoughts with this then, Laura?
I'm laughing because Helena said, oh, it's quite a long strand. She didn't tell me quite how long it was.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah, I was expecting like, 40 centimetres or something, not actually a metre. So, wow, there's loads of scope of it now, isn't there?
Do you know what? That's going to be one heck of a challenge, Laura, because it's probably going to take you the best part of 4 hours to work with this many sapphires, isn't it?
Oh, and the rest. I think I'm just going to make a few nice nice pieces with it. I'm not gonna, just because I've got that much doesn't mean I have to use it all, I can,
of course,
I can pick out the nice, whatever colour shade I want and sort of play about with it.
It's fab, isn't it? A metre of sapphire. Now, do you know, if I could own I don't know, I'm gonna go with a carat of sapphire, I'd be really happy. I'd be over the moon if I could own a carat of sapphire. Let's not forget sapphire is one of your big 5. It's a gemstone that is synonymous with royalty, being worn for hundreds of years, centuries by kings and queens. Now, I'm not just giving you the opportunity to own 1 carat today. Try 170 carats. Can you imagine? In fact, Helena, I don't know if you could just have a little Google or any other search engine you like. I'm just wondering, I'm trying to think about the Imperial State Crown now. I'm just thinking if there's any sapphires. I know about the Black Princess Ruby, I know about the Cullinan Diamond, all those gemstones. I'm just thinking how many carats there might be in the Imperial State Crown of sapphire. Just putting it out there. I don't think there's going to be 170 carats. This is a gemstone that is worn by Catherine Middleton, the famous engagement ring, of course. The thing is, when we think sapphire, I guess most of us think blue, most of us think royal engagement ring, don't we? The famous engagement ring is actually a Ceylon sapphire. You have 170 carats. 170 carats of sapphire. Genuine sapphire. 2x1 to 4x2 millimetres in size. A metre long strand. Now, this is one of those for me that, again, really. Okay, so in the Imperial State Crown, it's actually more than I thought, but, 104 carats. I guess the Queen's quite happy with that. 104 carats of sapphire in her crown. Got 170 here. Just, it's just how we roll, isn't it, The Queen's got 104 in her crown, we've got 170 here. Oh my gosh. Now, obviously, I can't go anywhere near it for comparisons, but Helen just said, I wonder what the Imperial State Crown's worth. Now, bearing in mind that there is do you know what? you might have to check this for me, Helen, as well. For some reason, I've got 305 carats in my head, just in the Cullinan diamond. I'm sure the Cullinan diamond is around 305 carats by itself. A flawless 300 carat diamond. I don't think we can put a price on that. Yeah. £39.95. £39.95. At £1 a carat, this would be an incredible deal at £170. But for us to be able to take this to £39.95, that is something else. That's incredible. We've had a text in. Susan in Suffolk says, fab, looks like tanzanite. It's one of your big five. It does have those cornflower blues in there, doesn't it? It really does have those tanzanite hues. Maybe if you've got some tanzanite in your stash already, this is something that you might like to incorporate into the same design. You know, I'd want to keep it with your big five. Tanzanite, sapphire, or the only other is pearls, isn't it? Pearls with these. £39. And do you know what Helen just said? If you could pass that over to Laura, that'd be great. I could literally lasso Laura with this. It's so long. Laura could hold one end and I could hold the other. There you go, Laura.
Thank you.
She's like, thanks. Okay, Helena's team pick. Pearls. What a good. She's very glamour, Helena. Wow. Do you know what? I'm looking at a few of these, especially this one here. It looks perfectly round. Perfectly round at a glance. Wow. Look at these. Okay, 9mm. So we have round pearls. Oh my gosh. Natural round pearls. Now, just a couple of weeks ago, we had a little survey, if you like, and we asked our customers to message in and just tell us what you thought in the area where you lived a strand of genuine pearls would be in your local jewellers. We had prices. The lowest price that we had was £400, right up to somebody from London that said £2,500 minimum for a strand of pearls. And you know what? I've seen prices so much higher. I've seen a single pearl, this was in London as well, a single pearl in a ring. Do you know what? It didn't say which pearl it was either. I'm just trying to remember that. It didn't say. £3,500 in a ring, one pearl. Just again, direct comparisons. I'm just putting it out there. Pearls can command absolutely huge price tags. They really can. When it comes to pricing on your craft store, I'm sure Angela has told you lots of times before, guest designer Angela, who was with you this morning, don't underprice, especially when it comes to gemstones, you know, like this, because people will doubt that you are selling genuine pearls if you sell them too cheap. Research your local area. Also, when you're going wherever you're travelling to do your craft fair, research that local area as well. Prices there, it's well worth doing. If you were to walk down High Street, let's go to London. I like London. Let's go to London. Designer jewellers, strand of pearls on a bust in the window, no price tag. What would you think? I don't think any of us would think below three figures would be. You just wouldn't. Genuine pearls. Did you say they're natural as well, Helena? Natural. Peach pearls are just beautiful. Look at that pearlescence. They are stunning. Simply restranded, adding a solid sterling silver clasp as well. Get them valued. Get them valued. That is, Helena just pointed out actually that we have got a luxury size here. Now, pearls, they're a bit like diamonds. Bear with me on this. Not as the gemstone goes, but in pricing. Now, you know, like with diamonds, you could look at a, I don't know, 80-point diamond solitaire. 80 points to 99 points. That price tag will remain quite steady. But the difference between a 99-point solitaire and a 1.05 carat solitaire will be huge, because once we've got to that carat in a diamond, the price tag pretty much does what it likes. With pearls, once we've got to 7mm, price tag again pretty much does what it likes. So if you're looking at anything over 7mm in a round pearl, that price tag can be astronomical elsewhere, and we are looking at 9mm pearls, so they are indeed sizable. I'm thinking two of these Two of these in earrings. Do you know what? They're round. I'm going to have to go with a £50 price tag. That's just me personally. I don't know what you think at home. You've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 22, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 22, 4, 6, 47 approximately there, pearls. That's over 20 pairs of earrings. £47.95. Again, a couple of months ago, customer emailed us in. She bought some pearls. £19.95 is what she paid. Restranded them, solid sterling silver clasp. She had them valued at £495. It's well worth doing if you can. For me, pearls, again, as I was saying before, with sapphire, they've got to go with your big 5 for me, or just simply restranding pearls. That simple pearl necklace, that's going to be a big, big, big hit on your craft stall. ZSGP13 is your code on this one, 9mm in size. What would you do with these, Laura? They're gorgeous, aren't they?
I was looking at the sapphire that I've got in front of me because there's some really lovely sort of softer, almost grey kind of colours. And that would go really, I would pick out those real softer colours and pop them in the middle, and then you could make that strand go even further.
Wow.
Because you'd space it out and then you'd get your matching earrings. So you'd have your restranded necklace, earrings, and maybe even a ring or a bracelet. And you get a whole suite out of it.
Oh, they're gorgeous. There's a lot of pearls. That's a big strand there as well. I love that. Stunning. Okay, hold those lines. We're going to do mine. Yay! Have a look. It's got to be emerald for me, hasn't it? It's my favourite gems. Oh, we're spoiling you this morning. We've had sapphire, now we've got emeralds, we've had the pearls as well. Wow. For me, it has to be emerald. Always has been, always will be. You are looking at 10 carats. 10 carats of emerald. Again, we're looking at a massive, massive carat weight here. If you've got the sapphire, get the emerald as well. Just incredible. Look at that colour. Look at the colour. That is beautiful. Oh my gosh. Right, now I had a little discussion with Helena when it came to the team picks. Helena knew straight away. She knew it was emerald for me. And I said, do you know what? For me, it's always been Zambian. But Helena, if you could find me and our viewers Colombian, I'll give you a big kiss on the head. Helena's only gone and found Colombian emerald for you. Now, if any of you are collectors of emeralds, you will know already, even if you're not, collectors and connoisseurs will tell you some of the finest, most collectible, most sought after emerald in the world is Colombian. Now, I bring you emeralds as much as I can. I've seen Colombian emerald here at Jewellery Maker one other time. Colombian is some of the rarest and most sought after, and it can command some of the biggest price tags out there as well. The inner glow from this emerald is spectacular. Now, can you see how perfectly colour matched all of those emeralds are? Perfectly colour matched, yet every single one of those is as individual as you and I. Known for their inclusions, it's Mother Nature's fingerprint within the gemstone. Within this case, it's Mother Nature's fingerprint of the 2 billion year journey that this gemstone has come on. Do you know what? I have to say, this colour is some of the best colour that I think I've seen. I love that delicate hue within your Colombian. That real inner glow that you've got there is phenomenal. For me, this would be one of those strands that I'm getting home and I'm not actually going to do anything with it. If I can multi-buy, I would, but I'm getting this just because it's Colombian emerald. And you know what? I'm not just... Oh. Right. Another thing. We didn't discuss the price tag, Helena. We didn't discuss the price tag. This is Colombian emerald. Do me a favour, if you're watching on the web today, open up a new tab, just have a look at prices for Colombian. In fact, I think you'll struggle, especially in a high street jewellers. I don't think you'd get Colombian emeralds. I mean, do have a look, you know, I could be wrong, it could be there, but I think you're going to struggle. This is a collector's emerald that you are looking at here, the most beautiful, beautiful colour with the sapphire that our Laura's got, this would look incredible. Again, it's one of your big five, isn't it? Your emeralds, your sapphires. Maybe put some rubies in there. I think Becky had some rubies earlier on this morning as well. 10 carats of Colombian emeralds. It's a good job that there is a wall between Helena and I. That's all I'll say. Helena's just having a quick look on the website there, on different websites I should say. Thousands of pounds are what Colombian emeralds are demanding. Of course, set into jewellery. Earrings, Helena's looking at there, Colombian emerald earrings, 4 figures. Do your research. This is well, if your budget will allow you to, get a couple of these strands. That is an incredible, incredible opportunity. In fact, Colombian emerald, okay, on our sister channels, again, Colombian, I've not seen it more often. We're looking at Brazilian emerald, Zambian occasionally. Colombian, I have to say, the majority of the parcels that we've ever had been set into Lariques, which are limited edition, one of a kinds. You're looking at high 3 figures, 4 figures. We've got 10 carats. 10 carats in double figures. That is ridiculous. Do you know what, actually? If you went into a jeweller's, any jewellers you like, experienced jewellers I'm talking, not kind of your high street jewellers, I'm talking, you know, your antique, your backstreet jewellers. I got 10 carats of Colombian emerald this morning. How many carats? Yeah, 10 carats. Guess how much I paid? I don't know, 10 grand? 30 quid. That jeweller is not going to believe you. They are not going to believe you. Secondly, they'll want to know exactly where you got it from, and they'll be in touch pretty soon, I would imagine. 0800 644 655. Again, when it comes to valuations, whatever pieces you make with your emerald, get them valued, and do let me know if you get them valued as well. My email address is hannah.goddard@tddc.com. Jennifer in Northamptonshire, you've got yours. Anonymous in Renfrewshire, Hilda, you're there. Can I just say there's about 15 of you with these in your basket. I've got loads of you on the phone lines that haven't pushed your button number 1, and I have less than 30 opportunities. Honestly, hand on heart, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody in the trade came in and bought 10 of these, 20 of, in fact, bought them all. That's how good this price tag is for Colombian emerald. This is, I'd almost say this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. That's how many times I've seen emerald from this location here on Jewellery Maker. Barbara in Somerset, you've got 2, massive congratulations to you. Anonymous in West Yorkshire, and Lynette in Bristol, you're there. Donna, you're there in Hampshire. You are checking out on the web now, but you're going to have to be really, really quick because that quantity is going down as you're coming through on the phone lines. Every single one individually hand faceted to perfection. Please get your certificate of authenticity. With that certificate, you will have your location on there. You can show your customer that you have Colombian emeralds. I'm getting one of these. Might not be able to. Okay. Barbara in Somerset, you've got 2, massive congratulations. Melanie in Kent, you've just checked yours out. Anonymous in West Yorkshire, well done to you. Carolyn Dumfries in Galloway. Donna, you're there in Hampshire. I've got a couple of anonymouses there. If you've got that in your basket, please, please check that out. That is beautiful. You know those strands that you just want to stroke? This is one of them. I don't want to put it back. I don't want to put it back. Should we have some designer inspiration with that Laura binding? I think we should. I have the most incredible kit for you. It's spectacular. We're going to take over £25 off this kit. Now, oh, look at that cabochon. As far as kits go, I want this one. Yes. I'm just going to dibs it all, Laura. All of it. I haven't even seen the pieces properly yet. I'm just going to dibs them all. Look at this cabochon. Oh. Oh, hello. Oh my gosh, this is so meant to be mine. Helena's like, I want one of these kits now. Oh, Helena, that's just one of the cabochons. That's just one of the cabochons that we've got there. And we've got a bit, oh my gosh, sorry. I do make some strange noises sometimes. look at this one. Bigger marquee shaped cabochon here. Rainbow colours in this cabochon. That is fantastic. Oh my gosh. You've got reds coming through there. You've got yellows, oranges, blues. Oh my gosh. That's another bigger. And then, okay, so here I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 individual cabochons here. You might not get 7, but you will be guaranteed 230 carats, okay? So you might get a different number, but you will be guaranteed the carat weight that you've got there. Different shapes maybe, different sizes. Oh my gosh. Do you know what? If I had to decide, I couldn't. That's why I'm just gonna borrow all of Laura's jewellery for marketing purposes. There's just, oh my gosh, look at the quality as well. Do you know what I'd do actually? I'd be getting a few of these. If you buy a few of these kits, that means you're going to get quite a few cabochons. You can pick your favourite ones out of there, can't you? And you've got a really wide selection of your cabochons there. That Labrador Essence, look at that, spectacular. Oh, it's just the most beautiful gem. It's dreamy, isn't it? Look at that colour, phenomenal. I've got 7 in total here. Beautiful. Oh, the colour. I couldn't pick one if I had to, you know. They're so individual, so unique. So I've got 7 cabochons for you there. And I've got a strand of your labradorite there as well. In the strand alone, you have 30 carats. 30 carats, 3 to 4 millimetres in size. That's a 30 centimetre strand that you've got there. And my gosh, this is wire-tastic, to say the least. There is such a huge variety of wire. So you've got your copper-coloured wire there, 0.4 millimetre. I think that's your 0.25 there. 15 metres, yes, of your 0.25 millimetre there. You've got 10 metres of your 0.4, you've got a metre of your copper-coloured flat wire at 3 mil, a metre of your flat copper wire at 5 mil. You've got 3 metres of your half round wire at 0.6 millimetres there as well. And you've got your 0.8 there. You've got 3 metres of your 0.5, 3 metres of your square wire at 1 millimetre. And you've got 3 millimetres at 0.5, 0.6, 0.8 and 0.1. That's your square wire, so that's 0.8. Do you know what, there's so much? 0.5, 0.8, 0.6 and not 0.1 and 1 millimetre. Oh my gosh, too many numbers, I can't cope. There is so much wire. This is just gorgeous. Copper colour with the labradorite as well. It's just fantastic. It really, really is. And, oh my gosh, look how many. How many beads? 700 beads you've got here. Oh my gosh. Do you know what? For me, I know a lot of you come in and you tend to only buy one kit, which is absolutely fine. I think, you know, that's quite sensible in most cases. However, because you've got so much wire in this kit and you've got all of those cabochons, in my head, I'm thinking, right, if we're making a massive, massive saving on this kit, would it not make sense, especially because it's wire and we've got the cabochons there as well, to multi-buy? Because you're going to have so much wire. 700 beads in one kit there. I've got to get more than one. I've got to. And all of those cabochons. Let's not forget, cabochons, they are really, really popular, aren't they? They're a great gemstone, I think. Great size. If you are starting out with your jewellery maker, I think, and I'm sure you'll agree as well, Laura, cabochons is a great place to start, I think. You know, just practising your wire work maybe, doing a simple pendant or a bangle or a ring or something like that.
Yeah, there's a big scope with cabochons because you can keep it simple, but then you can really go to town on it as well. And you know, that's what I'm hoping today, that we'll be able to show you how you can take it from one level to the other as well, and play about with those ideas, get your confidence with the wires. Yeah,
and actually Laura's DVD is coming up for you a little bit later on. That's the Wirework wire wrapping cabochons, that was the one. That's coming up a little bit later on as well, so get Laura's DVD as well. I would have to be multi-buying because there's just so much for you here that can be used in other designs that can go such a long, long way. Labradorite, voted your favourite gemstone 3 years running, and the cabochons, they're massive. Right, should be £59 for you there. Right. £29.40 back in your pocket. Do you know what? I might have to get 3 of these. I don't think 2's enough. I'm just putting it out there. But do you know what? This cabochon here, incredible quality. Mahoosive size. This for me, pendant, bangle, ring. I've got my money back. Do you know what as well? The labradorite that I've seen in those silver boutiques, those seaside shops I always talk about, a labradorite that size, I wouldn't be surprised if that was in 3 figures. Genuinely. Whatever it was in, I wouldn't be surprised. At that size, that is ridiculous. Let's go over and have a look at what our lovely Laura has made with this kit. I'm loving this kit, Laura.
It's beautiful, and I still have...
Look at all that.
No, I literally have... This is out of my kit.
Wow.
This, half a strand of the labradorite, this massive stone here, 3/4 of the tube of beads left.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely tons. I mean, obviously we have to kind of stop at some point to get both kits done.
Oh,
I know. But you were saying about the I'll show you later as well, from the cabochon DVD.
Oh.
And those 3 designs have been done using labradorite cabochons. So, you know, it is very multifunctional.
Oh my gosh. Do you know what? This is the thing. This kit, this is definitely for me, Laura, a multi-buyer.
Yeah.
Because wire, especially if you're into your wire work, it's going to go on and on and on and on. And, like, you've got so much left there. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous how much I've got left. And also it's lovely to have these new types of wires, these square, these flats, because it gives you so much more of a different look. You're able to twist the square wire, but you can twist, if you only want to twist one section, and like in the small pendant, I've only twisted one, and in the large one actually, there's one little twisted section.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're using twisted wire, don't get me wrong, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's nice to be able to control that twist. Like, you don't want everything twisted, you just want that one section.
Yeah.
So you've got so much scope here.
Look at that. Oh, how long did this piece take you, Laura? That looks so intricate.
Yeah, it probably took about an hour and a half to make the bracelet. It wasn't until I was halfway through that I realised I had 0.4, because I had so much wire.
Yeah.
I had to keep going back to my email to check that, because I kept finding them everywhere, and I was like, is that one out of my seconds, or is that like out of the same pack, because there's so much. And I didn't realise, but I didn't have a 0.4 in my first one, or it probably got mislaid. So I would have done that with a 0.4 wire, just to give it a bit more security.
Yeah.
But, you know, I wanted to just show what you could do just with those beads. I'd still net it with the 0.25. It's still netted with the 0.25, but the outside rim I would have just used the 0.4 just to pop them on, just a bit stronger. But yeah, I used the 0.4 to bind all of them to the flat wire, and that is a 3mm flat wire, so it's really sturdy. You don't need a clasp, but you could easily pop a clasp in there if you wanted to.
That's so pretty. I'm loving this. That's gorgeous. Look at that Labrador essence as well. And Laura, I mean, you'd get your money back on that.
Yeah,
Easily,
definitely. You know, I mean, I know I'm a massive fan of copper. For me, I just think it really brings out that fire.
It does,
in the labradorite. It really helps it shine. I love it with silver as well, obviously. But for me, that copper really draws the colour out. So this kit was made for me, I think, definitely. And like you say, with the marquise shapes. So I was able to make the ring using, again, the smaller flat wire, the smaller gauge. And actually, because of the way that cabochon is, because it's tapered, it's a bit of a large one, it kind of sprung out a bit on me. Because it tapers in, you're able to just simply wrap the top and bottom, and it's held. You don't have to, so you're not overcomplicating the stone either, you're not taking away from it.
I love it. That is a statement piece of jewellery. That's gorgeous. I absolutely love this. And I'm just going to show you there as well how Laura's wrapped that at the back there, just so you can see.
Yeah, but again, and because I folded over the ends of that wire, there's no sharp edges.
Yeah.
And it's also got a bit of movement, a bit of adjustability in it. So it is set out of size, but obviously because it's not locked in any way, you could, you know, if your fingers swell a little bit or anything, you needed that little bit of movement and that bit of give, then you would have that with that ring.
This is, do you know what, this has to be one of my favourite kits ever. I just love it, and you're loving it too as well. In fact, there's so many of you check this out. Massive congratulations. I can see a few of you have got 2 of these. Eleanor, you've got 2. Well done to you. Anonymous, you've got 2. Congratulations. In Cheshire, I would, do you know what, this is one of those, isn't it? It's just gonna go so far, and I think with cabochons especially, and especially with labradorite, you've got your money back straight away, haven't you? It's a no-brainer.
You really have. And what I find about, I'm personally a fan about labradorite is that for me it's an amazing stone, and obviously when you work within the industry you become aware of it. Everybody kind of knows labradorite, but I was surprised at actually how many little people knew it outside of who made jewellery. Because I took some into my daughter's school, and none of them knew what it was.
Really?
Yeah, they were like, what's that amazing stone? But they didn't know what it was. So it's something that will catch your eye even if you don't know the stone or recognise it. If you're walking past and you do stalls, say, catch the light, make sure that stone's where it's going to bounce the light, and then everyone that walks past your store are going to catch that, and it's going to catch their eye, and they're going to want to know what it is and what's about it. I think I know about, I don't think I know anybody, 1 or 2 people who are a massive fan of labradorite, but then when they see ones like this, they can be converted.
Can I just borrow that one for a second? Can we have a look at just because?
It's like it's
I'm
on
looking
fire.
at this one. This is the one that Laura hasn't used, and this is, whoa. And you can see those colours there, and this is what Laura was talking about earlier. Especially the copper. This is why the copper works so well, because of those coppery labradorescent hues that you can see there. But it also works with the gold because of the golden hues coming through. It also works with the silver. So whatever wire you've got already, that's just fantastic. This is the one that Laura hasn't used. Oh my gosh, it's just so beautiful. Oh wow, incredible. Okay, there's only about 30 of the kit left. There's about 25 in baskets. 30 left, 25 in baskets. So there's a couple of you on the phone lines and on the web that are probably just coming through now as well. It's not going to be around for very long at all. Had a text in from Sarah in Suffolk, says woo woo. What does that say? Sorry. What do you know? I read that as wine. Wine, yes please. Woohoo! Wire and
I think
I'm going to go get my specs.
I think it's meant to say cabochons, but I think it may have been auto-changed. Because it kind of says carcinoma.
What are we like? What a pair! Right, woohoo! Wire, and cabochons and Laura binding equals a very happy Sarah. Add to the fact that the cows happen to be labradorite equals ecstatic Sarah. Where's the Hannah bit in there? Laura binding, cabochons, wire. I'm going again.
You know there's only limited space on the text messages.
Yeah, that'll be what it was. Lack of characters, you know. I don't mind, just joking. NYGC18 is your code for that one. What are you going to demo for us then,
We're going to go for the statement necklace.
Okay.
Because it's nice to be able to show something a bit different with the flat wire. And I actually really like this piece. It enabled me to be able to create something that's got quite a bit of structure to it and substance as well, and it's very stable. Am I there? Yeah, cool. So we're going to go for this one. So it's basically a variation. So I don't know if you want to show the side of
this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What we're going to do is we're actually going to cage a gemstone, but we're going to use the flat wire as the centre wire instead of normal wires.
Okay.
And that enables us to then use those excess wires to just to decorate around that stone and create that neck piece as well, so that you can sort of create it. What I want to try and do is, because we're trying aiming on a bit of a wire weaving work. I keep saying workshops because I was talking to Wendy. A wire weaving show. What I want to try and do is show you how you can control those wires, how you can trust the wires to go where they want to go, and look at it and think, is that right, is that not right? Okay. This one's got quite minimal weaving. Yeah. The second one's got a little bit more. So again, this is that sort of taking it a little bit simpler, a little bit further. So I'm actually going to use this cabochon here because I want to show you how you can achieve the same thing, how it will look different with different shaped stones. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I chose the oval one on that one. So what I want is enough wire. I'm using the slightly smaller gauge. Forgive me, I can't remember what it was precisely because
there were so many.
There were so many, literally, there really were. And the other little bit of advice I'd give is on the packets, when they arrive there, kind of, there's no writing on them apart from the code.
Yeah.
So obviously I don't really know what this is without taking it out. So write on it if you can, get a pen, just go through it, get the code. This is square, you know, SQ 0.5 or whatever it is, because I have no idea what half these wires are. So I've gone personally for me, because I'm used to working with the wires, what I think will feel right.
Okay.
But especially if you're a little bit more new to wires and you want to know what you're working with, try and label the packets.
That's a good idea.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I want enough of the smaller gauge of the flat wire, and I want it to be able to go around my stone. I know it's going to be able to meet. Now, it's, even though it's thinner, it's still got quite a strength to it, okay? So I'm just going to, because I know I'm going to be kicking the longer lengths out, the tail lengths, I'm going to just, because otherwise it won't meet. So I'm going to get an idea. So I know I've got enough wire to go around my stone, and this is enough wire to be my excess wire that is going to be able to create the sort of first part of the choker effect. Okay, but it also needs to be able to give me some strength and hold my stone in as well. So you can just mould that. This is because I kind of set it and then moved it. So you do just want to take that time to really make sure it's hugging the stone nicely, okay? So you do that, and then I'm going to take another gauge of wire. Now again, I think that this is a 0.6 square.
Okay.
It's either 0.6 or 0.8. Okay, it's got quite a lot of flexibility. I think it's probably the 0.6.
Okay.
0.6 or 0.8. I don't want a super thick one, because what I want to be able to do is, all I need this wire for is to really hold the stone in. So I'm not too worried about it being a really thick one, because what I don't want to do is be trying to force this wire to hold the stone and distort it. Now when you are using the square wire, any kind of twist that you do with your pliers or anything that you might just bend it back, it will affect the profile of it. Right. Because obviously it's square. Yeah. So if you've turned it like that, it will show. So just go a little bit more careful with it when you're working with it. Try to keep your movements quite precise. Okay. And sort of in one movement, and then it reduces the risk of that happening. All right. So it's just little tips that I've kind of found as I've been working with it. Because to have this variety is relatively new for us. Right. I think the first launch of it was on the birthday show. Yeah. It was with, me and Fleur, wasn't it, and you. So I'm going to just make sure I've got the same length of this. It doesn't matter if it's a little bit more. It's preferable to be a little bit more than less. Okay. And then I'm going to just do it again. Again, just another quick tip is I keep one of the wraps on, and you'll find that one of them will be folded over. So just lift up that folded piece and feed that through, and then it won't spring everywhere and go out of control.
Can I just say, by the way, if everyone checks out the baskets now, this is gone. Save me one, just the one. There's loads of you with these baskets you're going to have to check out really quickly, otherwise you're going to miss out. Okay, so I've got that one there and there. So now what I'm going to do, again, we've got a really lovely thinner one, and I think this is the 0.4, because it's the 0.5. Right. Because it's really quite fine, so you'll know it. Just find the thinnest one, basically. Okay. So I'm just going to cut a length of this off, because what I want to do is use this to bind the wires together. Okay. So I'm going to find the centre point. So what I'm doing is I'm holding the three of them together. What I'm doing is putting the flat wire in the centre, and then the other two wires on the side, okay? So you can see that there. And then I'm just going to take my wire, find the centre of this. Now, it doesn't matter, you can have a bit of movement, like you'll be able to move your sort of wrap about. So I'm just holding with my thumb the tail section, and then I'm just going to, and I'm keeping it quite controlled, because what I don't want to do is pull the wires in on top of each other. I don't want them to bunch, I want them to sit. And then I can take my flat nose pliers, if I can find them. There they are. Just give them a little squidge, okay? So that I know my wires are sitting how I want them to sit. I'm assuming they are. Can't see them too clearly from there. And the bottom of this, the bottom wrap will be decorative. Yeah. So as long as you've got a minimum of about 4 to 5, that's the function of it done. Okay. But the rest of it is up to you. So if you want,
If you decide, actually I want the whole of this section wrapped,
Yeah.
that's absolutely fine,
Okay.
you know, but as long as you've got your minimum of about 4 to 5 for the function of holding it together, then the rest is up to you. Okay, so I'm just going to do a couple. And you don't have to have the same amount of wraps on the bottom as you do on the 2 side ones, but I would say that the side ones you have the same amount of wraps on. So I'm just going to turn this over now so that I've got both my ends on the same side, and I'm going to just lift it up slightly so it's just raised and I can see that, and what I'm going to do is cut it so that it is literally halfway, so you can just about see that there, and then I can take my pliers and flatten that, and then the edge, see how it's halfway across? And what that does is it means that I'm going to do that on both pieces, and that means that from this way around it looks nice. There's no sharp edges. It's you know, it looks like, oh, how did you do that? And there's no edges hanging over the edge. Okay, so if you don't get that cut sort of halfway, you will end up, what can happen is you'll have a sharp edge overhanging the edge of it. All right, so I can just do that, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just making sure that all my wires, because this one's tried to bunch up a little bit, because obviously I wasn't looking closely at what I was doing. It's all right for now, but I wouldn't preferably do that. If I would make sure, but then I also wouldn't be holding it backwards and wrapping it either. So I've got that like that. Now what I'm going to do now is just holding that wrap, I'm going to take the 2 thinner wires and just pull them up. So I've got my flat nose pliers holding that wrap. It gives me a nice secure grip on the piece, but it also means that I can keep that like that. Okay, and then I'm going to remove my pliers and reposition them just to the side. And then I'm holding both those thinner wires now, and I'm just going to fold that across. I take it off there, and that's both of those. And so I'll do on the same on this side.
That's perfect.
And then when I do that, you can see how you're forming that basket, and, and it's already, you know, it's going to look quite uniform as well. All right. So then what I want to do is take my stone. Now some of these stones are really quite sort of deep. This one's quite a deep stone, so it's going to probably need to be tweaked a bit once it's set, but for now I just want to get an idea of how it's going to sit. So I can bring all my wires around, replace that stone, pop it all in. So I'm going to have to hold this now because it's just because I want to make sure I've got it how I want it to, nice and tight around it.
Wow.
So it's not brilliant and it's not in any way secured, but I know I can start to see how it's going. So now I can see my points. I know I'm going to probably wrap it about here and on the same on the other side. So I'll just quickly wrap both of those. I'll take it out and I'm going to repeat this stage here.
Okay.
All right, so shall I do that in a minute?
Yeah, that'd be great. Laura using the flat nose pliers there. It just so happens, guess what I've got? I've got some flat nose pliers for you. That's perfect, actually. Just seeing you use those, Laura, for that little bit there. It's just given you that perfect look, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's kept it nice and uniform on both sides.
Yeah.
That's my trick of all times. I've been working with cabochons for a while, and I've been caging cabochons quite a long time, but it's only now that I've really sort of changed the style of how I do it and getting it that more uniform, you know. Yeah. And I think every time it works.
That's just perfect, absolutely perfect. You've got that perfect edge there, that perfect finish, all using the flat nose pliers as well, and we have got them available for you here. So if you've got the kit, if you haven't got them, oh my gosh, it comes with 30 metres of wire. Unbelievable. What wire is it, lovely? Oh yes, it's the bronze, antique bronze, yes I have got it. The antique bronze, the chartreuse and the pink wire. Unbelievable. Wire bundles that we've been doing lately, just incredible. You've got 30 metres of your wire here. So you've got your chartreuse, you've got your pink and you've got your antique bronze. Your pink 0.6, your antique bronze 0.8 and your chartreuse 0.6 there as well. So fabulous wire to work with there. Again, you know, if you do a lot of wire work, maybe you make your own findings as well. We don't have many findings in the pink, you know, the chartreuse either, so you're going to have to make your own findings there to match the rest of your wire work as well. So it's really handy to have a lot of this wire. You've got 30 metres in total there, and you've got your flat nose pliers as well. YLGC71, wow, that's your should be price tag. £16.80. Unbelievable deal. Add it to your order. If you've already got the kit, well done to you. There are a few of you still with those in baskets that haven't checked that out yet. Add this as well. I definitely would. We talk about tools all the time. You know, you can never have enough, I don't think, of your tools. You know, whether you've got a workshop at home, you know, if you're on the move commuting, you take your craft bag with you, have a pair in there. For those ones that you use a lot, which you're probably going to use these a lot, I would imagine, they're just perfect, aren't they, for finishing all your edges off, like you say, flattening those things as well, so you don't get any sharp edges anywhere. Yeah. You know, it's that professional finish, isn't it? It's an essential, it really is. $7.95, incredible deal. If you've got that in your basket, wow, just make sure you're checking out. That's a fab deal, that is, Eleanor. Wowzers.
It's good for your chainmail as well.
Yeah.
And one thing I will say is, I mean, even if you've got a pair of flat nose, I mean, I've got the Xuron ones, and I've got them here. Okay. But I actually have two, and you can see both of them come around with me everywhere because these ones are finer. These ones have got more, but I'm using these ones for this. So each one's got their own use. I know, you know, these will give a higher edge for my shape in here, whereas if I want it slightly more intricate, I'll use them. So, you know, it's always worth having a couple of different sizes of your tools as well. Yeah. Right, so what I can see quite clearly here is they're quite badly aligned, okay, one's higher than the other, so I should be able to just scoot that down, which I have been able to do. So you should be able to adjust them a little bit, as long as they're around about the same sort of, because to be fair, you can't really, it's not something that they don't stand out when you look at the pendant because there's other things going on. Yeah. So it's not like when you just simply cage where you can quite clearly see they're misaligned. Yeah. But obviously if you can get them as close as to each other as you can, and it's nice to get into that habit. So I've got my stone, I've got this here, I've got a little scoot along there, and it's back to where it should be. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is I need to start setting this stone in. I need it to stay where it's meant to stay. So again, those thinner wires, I'm just pulling them down now. So the two flat ones are in the middle, and both sides crossing are the thinner gauges, okay? Okay. Which are both the same gauge, but they're just crossing over. Okay, now what I'm also going to do is flatten it down and take my pliers again. Now what's happened on this one, again, where I was just doing it really quickly, is it's folded over a little bit. Right. So just try and take that time. I'll just show you there. It's kind of gone onto the actual square flat wire itself. So just try and be careful because it will affect the look of it. Yeah. All right. So, but that's just because I'm doing it super quick. Yeah. You'd be doing this nice and hopefully nice and calmly. So again, I'm just going to put my pliers back in. I'm going to do this on each individual wire now, though. Okay, rather than in pairs. You could probably, if you could get your pliers in, but I'm just going to. So that and that. Okay. I'm going to turn it over. And then I'm just going to pop that one and pop that one. So they're now set. Can you see? So either side it's set. So now what I'm going to be able to do is pop my stone in. Okay, and it should start to be able to hold it. All right. It still needs tweaking. It still needs to be pulled out a little bit here because it is quite a high stone. Okay. But that's about learning to adapt to your stones as well. So now what I'm going to do is, because I've got these here, I need to pinch these two together. All right. So again, this is where having the tapered stone comes to your advantage because it tapers in and it's nice and natural. Whereas if you've got an oval stone, you've got to kind of mould it across. Just to touch this, this tapers in. Now, if you were using a different shaped stone, what I would say is when it gets to the middle, take your flat nose pliers, whichever ones you want, and then you just straighten it up. So you would just physically find the centre point, take your pliers and just straighten it up, okay? So if you didn't have it where it naturally meets, just make it sort of stand. Okay, so that's those two. Now what I'm going to do is I need to kind of secure it all together now. So I'm going to just take my tail wires, and if I show, I'm bringing it so that it's not going to cross the stone, so it's going to mirror basically, okay? And then I'm just going to wrap that sort of once. Same on this side. So again, I'm just bringing it behind, or however you feel. I mean, there's a few wires here, so you've got to sort of look at what feels comfortable. Okay, so you can see even just by doing that, the little movements, it's moved, and that affects the balance of the...
Yeah.
So it is something you do need to take that. There's just this initial stage.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I'm just going to, with these ones, because I just want to bring them over, I don't want to make a massive wire bulk.
Yeah.
I'm actually just going to bring them through the middle of the 2 flat wires, or wrap them around. It's a matter of looking at it and thinking, right, how can I do this without it looking bulky?
Yeah.
And so you can see I'm playing about in different places to see the best way. What I don't want is wires coming across here, it's not going to look neat. But it's locked. That's my main concern. So I've got my wires here, and it's locked. So now what I want to do is start setting this. Now, I've kind of lost my equal balance, but it's not a problem. Now what I'm going to do is take my flat nose pliers, and I'm just going to turn this wire. So it goes from sitting, so if I show you, so it goes from sitting like this to front facing. You'll see with this wire, there is kind of a front and back. It's not obvious, but you can you see what I mean? This is really super shiny. This is a little bit more matte and mirrory.
Yeah.
You will see when you're working with it. Okay, and so to do that, I'm literally take my flat nose pliers and I'm just going to turn it like that. Okay, and go careful. And just gently do that and that. Keep your movements quite minimal because you don't want to risk snapping it, but that's all you need to do, and that's then going to become your feature towards your choker section. Okay, now obviously these are majorly off, so I'm going to balance them up. You can measure it or you can just trim it.
Can I just show you these cabochons a second? Because I'm thinking, do you know what, I'm looking at these and I'm thinking these would work really, really well with that copper wire, wouldn't they? Yeah. I'm always talking about purple gemstones. Generally, you know, for those of you that love purple gemstones, you generally love the pinks and vice versa, don't you? And I think with amethyst as well, that copper wire is just going to look fantastic because you've got that pinker hue within your wire there. Isn't that gorgeous? These are stunning, they really are. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 individual cabochons. Again, I can't guarantee the number, but I can guarantee you 230 carats. So maybe you're just starting out with your wire work, taking a little bit of inspiration from Laura here. It doesn't have to be the labradorite. If not, get the kit as well. Have the labradorite and get some amethyst as well. It's great to have that variety to offer your customer. Labradorite is an incredibly popular gemstone, but do you know what? Amethyst is one of the most popular for all of our newbies here at the Genuine Gemstone Company and all of our regular bidders as well. It really, really is. And I think you say, Laura, earlier on how you've come across a couple of people, excuse me, that didn't actually know what labradorite is. I think amethyst is one of those that everybody knows, don't they? Everybody knows amethyst. They really do. Beautiful gemstone, gorgeous deep chocolate box purples you've got that are just incredible. The quality is just phenomenal. You've got different shapes, different sizes again. So it could be pendants, it could be cuff bangles, statement rings. And we're going to take them down to a fantastic price because that's just how we roll. 0800 644 60. Whoa! Maybe drop a cabochon there. $9.95. Oh my gosh. That's ridiculous, Helena. I mean, I've got 7 here, so that's just over £1 each. That is ridiculous. You know, even if you wanted to sell the smallest cabochon on here at £15 in a ring, that is some money-making potential you've got there. I would definitely be adding these to my order. If you've got the kit, get the amethyst as well. They are stunning. Look at the size of this one here. With that copper wire, that's going to look incredible, isn't it, in a necklace? In fact, if I just hold this, I'm going to go, in fact, I'm going to go with this one here. Have a look at that. Would work it just as well with the amethyst there. That's gorgeous, isn't it? Really, really beautiful. Well done, Alison, Catherine, you've checked out. Congratulations. Vivian, Rosemary, you're there as well. Lots of you filling your baskets. I would be checking these out as quick as you can. That value is just incredible. In fact, even, you know those shops as well that I always talk about, the seaside shops? Well, in fact, there's one just up the road here, a crystal shop. When you go in there and you buy just these loose by themselves, they can be like £3 each easily, can't they?
Definitely. Even if you buy the tumble stone, a lot of them are just tumble stones. They are just little rocks, and they are normally anything from 60p to £1.50, and that's in the little shops in Bristol. And that isn't even set as a cabochon. That is literally just a little tiny rock.
Just the rough, That's incredible value you've got there. £9.95. Tons of you filling your baskets with these. I don't blame you. That is such an incredible, incredible deal. They're going to work just as well with the copper wire as well there. Gorgeous. I'm loving those. Great for your birthstone pieces that you're doing as well. Amethyst, of course, February's birthstone. Helena's birthstone. What's your birthstone, Laura?
I'm June, baby.
Oh, I see a pearl and moonstone,
Yeah.
and I think Alexandra as well.
Alexandra,
Yeah.
yes.
Look at her, 3 birthstones.
Right.
June. When's your birthday? It's June.
23rd of June.
Oh.
The end of June. I love having a birthday in June because it's 6
nice.
months until Christmas. So
Yeah.
you get presents every 6 months.
I like that. I like. Well, mine's July, and I've always said I like that because it kind of spaces
Yeah.
out nicely, doesn't it? Except I don't get presents anymore.
No, I
I
don't.
do really. You don't when you've got children, do you? It's always the kids,
And
isn't
the
it?
thing is, it's like, what do you want? You're like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What do you want? Peace and quiet, just for one day.
One night off. One night off. That'd
Yeah.
be nice. My daughter had a pamper party yesterday. I was like,
Did
I want
she?
a pamper. Yeah. She went to a salon.
How old is she?
She was 7 on
Right,
Friday.
this is not on.
7 on Friday. And she went to a pamper party with 8 of her friends. And they had their feet and foot spas, their nails done, their makeup done, their hair done. Her hair looked amazing. She had it in an Elsa bun.
What?
I know. Party games, food.
That sounds like
I
a
know.
good day out. We need to sort this out,
Yeah.
don't we? Something going very, very wrong. £9.95. You can have a pump a day for that, I tell you. NXNV19. Make sure you're checking those out. They're gorgeous. Love those. Righty-ho, Laura.
Right, okay, so what we've got now is these excess wires. The stone itself is set, it's caged. You don't have to do anything, you could keep it simply like
Yeah.
that, and you know, I've tweaked it about a little bit and it gotten it quite sort of mirrored, but if I'd taken 5 minutes extra slower, I'd have gotten that completely. So it's just, it is a good point to say, take your time. Look at the fire in
Oh, that is just... Look at the colour!
I know.
That is... Do you know what? I don't think I've ever seen colour like that before in a
That's
Labradorite. It's
amazing.
really... You've got reds and oranges there, haven't you?
So because with these wires here, we just want
Yeah.
to get rid of them now. So
Okay.
I want to get rid of them in a nice way. Now I've
Yeah.
got opportunities for weaving. So I'll often say, whenever I do anything, you know, I look for an opportunity of my wires pairing. Now I can see these wires were like this and like this. So,
Okay.
so at the moment it's a big gap between them. But all I have to do is that, and that's a nice natural V
Yeah.
for me to be able to do a weave
Okay.
that will taper out. Okay, so that's all I need to do. Now, with regards to the gauges of wire that I would use, we've got a 0.25 and we've got a 0.4.
Yeah.
Because these are thinner,
Yeah.
I would use and did use the 0.25.
Okay.
For demo, I'm actually going to use the 0.4 because it builds up a bit quicker.
Okay.
And you can probably see it a little tiny bit better,
Yeah.
and I'm not really fighting with it. So the reason I'd say a 0.25 is because a 0.25 won't pull as much against these wires because
Right.
it's finer.
Yeah.
And these are
Yeah.
obviously being softer, they're going to pull easier. So that's the reason I would say use that.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to get a little tail right in the middle, and I'm just going to, again, I'm just going to hold that. And this is great now, this stone set, because
Yeah.
it's like a handle. So I'm just going to wrap 3 times. Okay, just to secure it. And then I'm just going to bring the wire over to the other side. It's quite a common wrap that we do, okay? And I'm going to wrap 3 times. Now this is a bit harder because I'm using a thinner base.
Okay.
But it's fine. So because I'm doing that, I'm just going to keep making sure that I check these wires and that they don't pull in. So, and you can see every time I wrap it around 1, 2, 3, I'm scooting that wire up and bringing it across over to the other side. Now, if you were using your 0.25, in fact, I'm going to, just because I just want to show you the difference.
Okay.
Because you'll see how much easier it will be if I did do that. Because that wire is so fine. So I'm just going to remove that. Sorry, can I give that to you?
Yeah.
So I'm going to go for the 0.25 after all, because you'll be able to see how much easier it's going to be for me now.
Okay.
If I can just take the wire. Now, you can put the Labradorite on and then just bring them up as you're weaving.
Yeah.
Or you can just cut a length of wire off, it's your choice.
Okay.
I'm just going to cut a length of wire off because I haven't prepped the wire, basically. So we'll see how much quicker and easier it's going to be now. I'm going to just exactly repeat the same. So 1, 2, 3. See how much easier it is for
Yeah.
me? Because that wire is going around like a thread and it's not pulling against these. I'm not having, I can literally just do that.
Yeah.
And you saw when I had the 0.4, I was having to really sort of control that wire.
Yeah.
And because I'm doing this quick, I am making the odd little mistake, but you can see. So it's just 1, 2, 3, and then the wire's behind. So I'm just going to bring it straight, and it goes over this wire, and then 1, 2, 3. Now it's optional if you choose to put stones in, if you want to put the beads in, you can do whatever you want. So if you wanted to add a bead, what I would say is before I go over to the next side, I've got my wire here, so I would take one of the, I chose the labradorite just to give a flash of Sheila basically, but you could pop whatever you want on really. Sapphire would look lovely. Okay, pop that stone on.
Okay.
So now, because that gap is a perfect size for that stone to sit in.
Wow.
So then I can just pick up my wrap again, 1, 2, 3, and carry on. And so as it tapers out, you might want to, I think I graduated it out to 2, then 3, and then 4. I'm not going to do all of that, but it's just for you to see. So if you, well, you can see how quickly this is building up just with me doing this. Okay, 2, 3. And all of the weaves in this pendant are pretty much this weave. Variations of it, so it might be that I chose to put 5 on each side as opposed to 3. But that's pretty much the only weave I've used in this whole pendant. Wow. And it's just decorative.
It looks really pretty.
It looks nice. You don't have to have it, but it looks nice. So you would do however much you wanted to do. And then what you want to do is think, right, how am I going to place this? How am I going to set it? So I stage it, I look at it, I stop at a point, and I think, right, where is it now? So I might want it to go like that. So if you see how that looks nice, But if I wanted it like that, I could even just have it going across the middle if I wanted. Oh my gosh. I quite like how it did that, personally. So again, it's everyone's going to turn out differently. It depends what your wire's doing. So what I would do is take this opportunity to secure this to the base. So I've got just feeding that wire straight underneath the initial wraps. Okay. And that's then going to lock that wire in place. Okay, and then I can just wrap that there. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut that for now. I'm not going to show the whole, you know, I could carry it on if I wanted. So what I can do now is with this, I could add some of the copper beads. Okay. So I've already tipped some. A little hint with these again is just pop them into a little corner of your beading tray. They go on this wire perfectly. And then you can just add some of these on for a bit of decoration. Alright, so I won't pop all of them on, but you can just, again, for you to get an idea of how you would do that. So there's that and that. One more, just because it's there. And again, you could kind of pop that there. And then there's nothing to say that I don't just bring that wire down to here. I want to get rid of it. I want to get rid of it nicely. Okay, so to be honest, what I probably would do is I would probably take some more weaving wire, wrap around those to lock them in place. So if I had that wire, if I hadn't cut that wire there, I could have brought it across and just wrapped each one of those in place just by going over it, and then wrapped it there. It would have stopped it. Okay. And then I could sew it there, as in wrap. And then that would be locked. Gorgeous. And then with that there, all you do is take your round nose pliers and just maybe put a spiral should you want to. It's optional. Just put that there. Okay, so again, this wire being a bit square, it's not going to react the same as normal wire. So your spiral, that's an awful spiral. It's because I'm doing it in a really bad rush, but you can just see. So that's just locked anyway, just as an idea. So then you've got that wire there. I would just probably cut that, or you could even bring it back up here if you wanted. And then, you know, play about with these wires to find them a new home, basically. Now the other thing, so I could bring that straight back up here, bring it around if I wanted, and then I could have 3 wires there if I wanted. So it's about finding opportunities with your wires, okay? What I'm going to do is just curl some of these and show you how you can twist it and bring that twisted section down. So again, this is that same wire from here. I'm actually going to use my, wider pliers because I get a better grip on these. And then I'm going to just use this like a handle and just turn it. Now what you'll find is the bottom bit by my plier will over twist. But I don't mind because I can cut that off. So you can kind of do it like this. Just twist it round. Let me just go that bit shorter just to twist it a bit quicker. You see how it's changing? Now this bit, see how they're over twisted where your pliers are? That's fine, that will happen. So
just while you're having a twist, Laura, That's all right with you. I just want to bring you these wires as well, because there's a, you know, it's great variation to work with different coloured wires, of course, you know, depending on the gemstone. Maybe you've got the amethyst and you want to be using your gold wire with the amethyst. That would look nice, wouldn't it? And again, as we were saying, because there's so much colour coming from the Labrador essence in the labradorite, any wire is going to look fab with it. You know, you have got the golds there, you've got the silver Labrador essence, you've got the copper Labrador essence in there. It really does bring out those fab colours. You have 0.4mm in your turquoise colour wire there, 10 metres. 0.4 in your gold coloured wire, 10 metres, and you've got your 1mm gauge in your gold coloured wire there as well, and 10 metres. That's 30 metres again. We've just brought you 30 metres of wire plus your pliers there as well. Take this opportunity to get all of this wire, especially when it comes to findings, your chainmail, as Laura was saying earlier, you know, those different colours. It really is fabulous to have these at home in your stash. It's just so cool, I think, to have these different colours. You know, the pink that we had, the chartreuse, maybe the pink and the turquoise together. That would look cool, wouldn't it? Real pop of colour you've got there. SDGC05 is your code for this one. Should be £11.35, but we are not staying there. If you've just tuned in, maybe check the website, see if there's any of the kit left. I'm not sure how that situation is looking at the moment, because there were so many of you with those in your baskets. Add this to your order, £6.95. That is an added to your order price tag, isn't it? £6.95. It's incredible for 30 metres of wire then. Realistically, you know, what are you going to use in a ring maybe? Your gold coloured wire there, 30 centimetres length maybe, you know, maybe a little bit more. That's just a fraction of one of these reels here at 10 metres each. That's a fabulous deal. Absolutely flying in on the phone lines and on the website today. You can avoid the queues, by the way, by joining us on the website, but do remember, it is a free phone number, 0800 644 655, or on the web at www.jewellerymaker.com. Just make sure you're checking out. You haven't secured any purchase until you have completed your checkout. It doesn't matter how many times you log in and log out today. You're only going to get one P&P of just £2.95 standard here in the UK. That's incredible, isn't it? 100 pieces, 200 pieces, 10 pieces, doesn't make any difference to your P&P whatsoever. £6.95, absolutely incredible deal. Lots of you checking out there. If you've got that in your basket, do make sure you're completing your order. I love those. £6.95. Bonkers, isn't it? Bonkers.
Okay.
Excellent.
So again, all I've done is just played about just getting rid of some of these wires, and it's just about popping some stones on. So you can see I've twisted that and swooped it straight down to there.
Ooh.
And so that's just gone straight down there. And then you can see just there how I wrapped it, and then I cut it, trimmed it, and just tucked that edge just under there. Okay, so that's gone.
Yeah.
So that's that one. And then with one of the other ones, I just popped some of the copper beads on, caught it through again underneath that wrap. And I've got it there, and again, just twisting it, you can just place it here. So you can really have a bit of fun with this design and get rid of these wires as such. When you've so again, just make sure that disappears nice and neatly. Okay, flat. And every time you do anything, just really make sure you concentrate on that edge, so there's no edges about. And then I've just got that one. No, there's nothing to say, and it's quite a common thing is you feel you've got all these wires, you feel you have to use them all. You don't. You know, I could easily just wrap that there and cut it. I don't have to use it just because it's there. But you know, it's nice, I might want to decorate it. I tend to not make a decision until I've finished it, or I know for definite that actually I'm done with that. I probably, if I was doing this and I had time, twist it, probably pop some beads on there to come down here. You know, there's loads you can do. So what we now want to do is focus on finishing off this actual choker part of the pendant. So to do that, I'm going to take a different wire now. Now again, I'm not quite sure of the gauge of it, and I can only apologise. There was just so much, and I didn't write on it. And the thing is with me, once they're out, But I will say, when you get used to working with wires, you will get used to thinking, that's going to be, that one's not going to work, or that one is. So you've got a couple of the square ones here, and I think it might be the 1 mil, if I'm honest, because it's quite thick to look at, and it's got quite a bit of strength to it. So I personally think it's the 1 mil. All right. So what I wanted to do, this is right towards the end, and the fact that there's not a lot left tells me it probably was this that I used. So what I want is to cut off 4 lengths. Right. Now these 4 lengths are going to decorate here. It's basically 2 per side. Okay. Let me come out to a mess I'm going to make. Amazing. This is quite tidy for me. So got that there, okay? So I'm going to cut 2 lengths off. So 2 of them are going to decorate the side here, and just come down the side of the pendant, and then the other 2 are going to decorate the opposite side. So you want them to be the same lengths, okay? I'm probably cutting mine a bit too short, but it's just again for you to get the idea. I would say cut them a little bit longer if you can, because these are what you're then going to use to create that final woven section. And again, this is what makes me say it's the 1 mil, because I've used a 0.4 on that, which I wouldn't have been able to have done with a thinner gauge.
Okay.
So I'm going to place these. So I'm thinking, well, if I hold it like this, I can see that that's going to cover this side of the pendant, this side of my sort of choker part. So I just need to find a way to, and I used 2 as 1. I'm going to just get rid of that fella because he hasn't really got a use at the moment. And I'm just going to fold that up and then use that to bring that down. You can swoop it, you can swirl it however you want. You could twist these again, all right, and then I've got them there. So at the moment they're there, and again I'll finish them in a minute. And to finish them again, just bring them around and lock them. Now again, because they are so thick, you're able to really lock it into position. So you can see how I can really mould that and lock it, and it holds. So I can then cut that, trim that, and just kind of lock it into a place. You could even sort of do a little spiral. You just want it to hook. All right. So as long as it hooks. Now, should you be worried, or you're finding that actually you don't have a lot of place for that to hook, take a 0.4 a bit later on and just sew if you need to. If you think, do you know what, I can't blend that in, I'm just going to pop it here so there's no sharp edges. Pop it there, and I'm going to take my 0.4 wire and I'm just going to sew that flat. Nothing wrong with that, okay? So you would do that with that piece as well. So I'll just mould that up there. Okay, and then with this bit here, it's just decorating it around. So however you want, if you want it to go across the front, and then bending it across, and then you can just sort of have it swooping down this way. All right, so it's swooping like that. And then what you're going to do is just, so try to keep them as one. Try not to get them to cross, but it doesn't matter if they do. Right at the very end, lock it over again. Okay, so you can see that's right at the end now. But what I'm going to do with the end of this wire, because it's sharp, and also this gives double security to this, is loop that. And what that will do is, if you loop it, if you do this properly, you push that down, and that locks those, which means they can't slide then. So they're locked in place, and then you've just got your wires here for you to kind of tweak out however you want, and then you just, that same weave as we did there, add in your stones. And then when you get to the end, you stop at a nice natural place. Again, they taper out, and when you get to the end, because I wanted one loop, and obviously it's quite a wide space, so if I was to put a jump ring on just a corner, it would hang. So I just placed them across, so I just folded them across and across. Okay, so they're crossing there. And with one, I literally just spiraled it. Now this is a bit of a trickier one to spiral because it is a thicker gauge and it's square. But as long as you take your time, you'll be absolutely fine. And I actually just got that to kind of sit across the front. Now there's no point as this wrapped, because it is so strong, it holds its shape. And then I just took one of my smaller pliers, but you can use round nose pliers or whatever you want. And I just wanted to loop that. Now I had a bit more, so this isn't quite enough, but it still gets the idea. Into that centre loop there, and then with that excess wire, another little spiral. And that's all you need, and it does lock in. Again, if you were worried, then you could pop a little bit of extra wire in, but don't forget this is spring and open because there's no weave in there. That's been woven, so that's locked into that position. So all you're doing is placing this, and that won't go anywhere. And then I just put I put one length of chain through, and I doubled it up, so I fed it through the loop and popped a chain tassel, so it's like one length folded in two.
Wow.
And that's pretty much
beautiful. That is gorgeous. I love that. And then all you've done is just added that chain, haven't you?
Yeah,
and
just added the chain.
Love that. It's fab. We've got Laura's wire wrapping cabochons DVD. It just happens conveniently. This is fab, isn't it, Laura? It's got you know, everything you need to know on there. If you're going to need a little bit of inspiration, a little bit of help on your way, this is perfect. You've got your introduction, organic wire cuff on there, the Tree of Life cabochon, which is very, very popular, woven wiring, and your free-form brooch on there as well. Lots of helps, lots of tips on there for you as well, and a really incredible price tag. So maybe if you have come in today, you've bought the kit with, maybe this is going to be the first time ever, maybe you're experimenting with all the wire and the cabochons that you've got today, the labradorite and the amethyst maybe. You're going to need this as well. Just add it to your order, and then you've always got it there, haven't you? You can always put it on, you can stop it, you can pause it, you can rewind it if you miss a bit. Oh, and yeah, you've got some examples.
Got some of the pieces from
yeah, from the DVD.
So we make basically a cuff. So you have the Tree of Life.
Wow.
Which is that one there, and again I've used the labradorite. The Tree of Life pendant. We have the ring.
Wow. That's just wire as well. That's incredible.
We have a cuff. Again, labradorite. We have a brooch.
Yeah.
So we basically, I think this is a bit of a double of this one. So we do the brooch. We do how you basically set it into that kind of net, and then how to add the brooch. But I actually had the demo one here, but I cut the pin bit off because I was only demoing with it, and I just put it onto a choker to make a pendant with it, and again, labradorite. So you can see how you can adapt that. Oops, sorry. Sorry, that one design. And you can change it. So, you know, if you don't like to make brooches, you don't want to make a brooch or wear a brooch, you can pop it into a necklace.
Yeah.
So, yeah, all of those techniques are on the DVD.
That's brilliant, then, isn't it? So there's lots of things you can do. $4.95 as well. That's incredible, isn't it? That's like having your very own Laura binding at home with you all the time to help you. That's a good price, that is, I tell you. 0800 644 655, or pop that in your basket. Make sure you're checking that out. Add that to your order. I love that. It's incredible. Do you know what? I was just looking at that labradorite then when we were looking at that one on the pendant, thinking that looks like, you know, when you see images of the Earth from space with all those colours. That's what it reminded me. The colours in these labradorites are incredible, I tell you. Fab. Okay, we're going to have a little break. When we come back, we've got 10 under 10. Honestly, as if the deals haven't been good enough already. And we've got Laura Binding's second kit over there as well. If you love the first one, you're going to love the second one too. Don't go anywhere, and I'll see you back here in just a few minutes.
Take a length of wire roughly 4 inches long. Using your round nose pliers, make a right angle approximately 2 centimetres from the top. Rotate the wire back towards you and slightly overlap the wire, then cut off any excess. Turning the wire round, hold the wire with your round nose pliers approximately 2 centimetres from the loop you've formed. Then bend the end of the wire towards the loop. Again, snip off any excess. Using your flat nose pliers, kick out the end of the wire. Join guest designer Mark as he shares his passion for beautiful jewellery making with genuine gemstone chips and nuggets. You will learn various techniques including colour grading, how to triple plait, create stunning memory wire bracelets and earrings, as well as how to incorporate macrame into your designs. The full course includes a selection of gemstones, memory wire, threading materials and findings, use of all relevant tools, a buffet-style lunch and refreshments, a tour of the studios and gemstone museum, and a chance to visit our shop. And all for just $79.95. For more information, contact our call centre on 0800 644 655.
I've been on the introduction to beadwork
from Jewellery Maker, and the class was run by Linda, who I've watched on television many times, and always thought, well, I must go to that class because I've bought a lot of the jewellery, the lovely stones, but never ever sat down really and studied it. It's much easier when somebody explains what you've got to do. So I've made necklaces, I've made some lovely earrings, and it's good because we've got all the choice of beads stones we were able to use, and I've had a thoroughly good day. And of course I dragged my daughter along, who's kept me in tow, so it's open to all ages. It was super. We met a very good crowd.
Do you have a question that you need answering?
Well, did you know you can ask to speak to an accredited jewellery professional in our call centre?
Trained by the GIA, you can ask us any gemological question and we'll do our best to help.
We don't just sell gemstones, we know gemstones.
That's why when you buy from us, you're buying with confidence. Buy your genuine gemstones from genuine accredited jewellery professionals.
Welcome back to today's Designer Inspiration Show with lovely Laura Bynum. We've had so many messages, so many lovely messages. So thank you about Laura's pieces. They were pretty impressive, weren't they? I just said to Laura on the break actually, I was like, I've got some Labradorite cabochons and I've not tried any Wirework wrapping. She's like, it's really easy. Really easy. Just do this, just do that. So I'm going to have a go. I'm going to have a go now. That's it. I'm going to be off. Right, second kit coming up for you in about half an hour's time. Incredible. Again, you're going to absolutely love that one. But we've got under £10 for you now. A few pieces under 10. But do you know what? There's not many pieces that are over £10 these days, I tell you. Incredible. Okie dokies. Where should we start then, Helena? Ooh, treats. Okay. Righty-ho. Ooh, oh, these are pretty. Laura was just telling us actually, Pete, have we got the blackboard around anywhere? Laura was just telling us on the break about her daughter's 7th birthday. She had a pamper party, honestly, unbelievable. And Laura made her friends, she got her stamping kit out, bought them heart charms, stamped their initial on every single one.
Made them pink.
Made them pink, made them pink. Bought the chain. Honestly, that's it. That's it. The mark has been stepped up a notch for kids' parties now. If you know Laura, and if your children are friends with Laura's children, well, that's it now. I said all the girls were going home saying, well, Laura's mum did it. I mean, Kayla's mum did it. Kayla's mum did it, so you've got to do it now. I won't be doing that for my son's party, anything like that. Good old-fashioned goodie bag, a few sweets in there, a few jelly sweets, off your pop, slice of cake. There you go. Have a look at these. These are beautiful, gorgeous charms. Aren't these fab? 5 individual charms you've got here. These are so pretty. Your rose gold-plated brass charms you've got here. 20 by 13 millimetres in size, 5 charms. I love the charms, I really do. I think these add that perfect finishing touch to a really simple design. It might be, for example, I'm going to take this strand here that looks suspiciously like iolite. I'm going to take that and just, it might be you've simply restranded some of your gemstones there and you just want to add something in there to completely transform the look. Very delicate, very feminine. You could do that in a bracelet. You could create a pair of earrings with these. In fact, you could have the earrings. You could have the pendant there as well. You could have the charm on a bracelet. They're gorgeous. Really, really feminine and very, very delicate. YSNV87 is your code for this one. 5 pieces in total you're going to get as well. They're quite weighty. Really weighty those are. £11 and 95 pence, but that's an under £10 and this is an under £10 section. So guess what we're doing? Going to less than £2 each. That's unbelievable. I'd be adding at least a £5 on if I was putting one of these into a design. I'll be taking £5 for one of these. They're really, really pretty, aren't they? And maybe that's something you could have on your craft stall as well, you know, and give your customer the option, you know, would you like me to add this into your design for you? Sure, it wouldn't take long, would it? Gorgeous. £9 and 95 pence. 0800 644 655. Hold those lines. Those are gorgeous. Okie dokies. Some Keshi pearls for you now. These are pretty. Beachwear. Love this. Oh, in fact, these would look fab, wouldn't they? With not Amazonite, sorry. Yeah, Amazonite, or your turquoise, you know, adding to that beach look. They're gorgeous. So organic, so feminine. Simple stretchy bracelets with these, or you could use those shapes as petals, couldn't you? Quite gorgeous floral designs in tiaras, maybe, for your bridal jewellery. That is a long strand that you've got there, actually. Should I give that a measure? Looks like a 40cm strand to me. Get the ruler of the truth. Let's have a little look-see. Righty-ho, so 30 to there. Yeah, that's a 40cm strand you've got there. That is a long strand. Beautiful pearls, very ornate, perfect for your bridal wear as well. They're gorgeous, aren't they? And guess what? They're going under £10. Look at that colour. That's like pure gold. They're really golden, aren't they? 0800 644 655 BMMG 49. Your lemon Keshi pearls there. 10 by 8 to 8 by 6 millimetres in size. Top drilled gemstones. They make beautiful petals. What would you do with these, Laura?
Like you said, petals, flowers. You can make really organic. Just putting them on tiara twists. You know, you don't have to actually put them into a sort of a form. You just have them twisted with some lovely little like the emeralds or something, like just add that little dash of sparkle and just have it really simple, and just it would catch the movement then.
They're gorgeous, aren't they? Really beautiful. I'm loving the colour of these as well. 0800 644 655 at under £10 section. If you happen to pay £9.95, just come in and check them out, because that's the most you're going to pay on these. Under £10, incredible. Don't even think about it. We know we need our price. Helena's like, brilliant, let's move on then. Next. There's no price. £11.95 should be price tag, but not today. Get involved with us. Open up your order if you haven't already. It's so easy. No, shouldn't. Thank you. £9.95. Absolute steal of a deal for your Keshi pearls there. They are beautiful. How about some citrine in there as well? Oh yes, that would look gorgeous. Citrine and peridot maybe. They'd look dreamy. Gorgeous. Okie dokies. Ooh. Talking of beachwear. This colour is just so summery, isn't it? Really, really is. Simple stretchy bracelet with these. Minimal work. That would look fab, wouldn't it? 260 carats of your turquoise rounds here. 10 millimetres in size. They are huge. In fact, a 10mm gemstone, that's big enough. One of those by itself. Solitaire ring. Bit of wire maybe. You've got lots of copper wire left from your kit, remember? That'd look gorgeous with these, wouldn't it? You have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40. Approximately 40 gemstones you've got there. Again, with any of your pearls, these would look incredible. That colour really is very, very summery. 0800 644 655 QAPO48 is your code for this one. Should be £10.95, but it's an under £10 section. This is the section where you want to be adding to your order, isn't it, really? Definitely. Genuine gemstones, incredible. Computer is not liking this section at all. There we go. £9.95. £9.95. Do you know what? Just a pair of earrings. 2 of these. Couple of findings there. Your headpin, maybe your shepherd's hook. Minimal work again. What could we be looking at? £8 maybe. £5 to £8, depending on where you're selling for a pair of earrings, for just 2 of these gemstones. Approximately 40 in this strand. They're gorgeous. What would you put these with at home? Citrine maybe again. I love citrine at the moment. It's very summery, isn't it? Citrine maybe, your pearls even. Gorgeous. Hold those lines. Make sure you check it out as soon as you can. They're fab. Okay. Ooh. Wow. Have a look. Oh my gosh. Antique bronze wire. We'd be away with these. They're just so you know, Helena, there's 2 strands here. Yes. She says yes. That's fine. Look at these. Oh, wow. Aren't these gorgeous? Your bronze freshwater culture potato pearls, 2 to 3mm in size, and your shell flat cones there at 14 by 12mm. They are good. I've never ever seen this colour before with your pearls or your shells. It would have to be antique bronze wire, wouldn't it? What are your first thoughts on these strands, Laura?
Oh, they're lovely, aren't they? They look like caramel. Bits of caramel, they're gorgeous. Yeah, like you say, I do think that you might be able to get away with something a bit unisex with the drops, because they're that kind of mix of colours, aren't they? And again, you can make a really sort of contemporary kind of flower shape with that, because if you put the 5 of them together, you'd get a sort of quite an angular. Yeah. So that would look quite cool, you know. I think there's lots you can do with it, or you could just literally have one of them in the middle and have it surrounded by some weaves if you wanted.
That would look gorgeous, wouldn't it? Really pretty. I'm loving those shapes as well. You've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, approximately 43 of those gemstones there. And yeah, you're absolutely right, Laura. I think that could be quite unisex, couldn't it? Bit of a surfer dude look. I like that. I love the hue here as well. Really warming bronze hue you've got there. 0800 644 655. Add these to your order. Should be. Oh. See, we've already done what we said we were going to do there. We've gone under £10. 2 strands as well you're getting here. Uh-oh. £6.95. £6.95. They are gorgeous. Brenda in Tynemere, you've got yours. Well done. Anonymous in Cheshire, you've just joined me. Susan in West Yorkshire, you are flying in on the phone lines and on the web today. It's really busy this afternoon. That's probably something to do with the deals that we're bringing you, I would imagine. Pat in Menorca, how's the weather for you now, Pat? Has it cooled down a little bit for you? It was 28 degrees the other day. It was too hot for our Pat. Do you know what, Pat? I think it got up to 22 here yesterday in the Midlands. Yes, it was. I was in my garden, actually proper sunbathing. I've not done that for so long. Actual sunbathing, and it was an excuse to have another barbecue. Yeah, I did say it wasn't going to be hot enough, but I totally take that back. Yeah, because it was so hot. In fact, another half was too hot. I was like, shut up. Honestly, I just don't like that. When people start, my dad does it all the time. Oh, it's too hot for me. Let's just enjoy it while it lasts, yeah? £6.95. Suzanne in Tynemere, you've got 2. Anonymous in Cheshire, you've got 2. Maureen in Essex, you've got 2. Congratulations to you. Hold those lines. Gorgeous. Okay. Lavender. Oh, look at these. Oh, it's not in there, lovely. No. 2 strands. Pete, help! These are gorgeous. Look at those colours. Gorgeous lavender hues. Look at these. Girly glamour. £250. Thanks, Pete. Was that me? It was totally me, Helena. I'm sorry. Helena's like, there's a cabbage on there. I was like, can't find it. Pete's just gone straight to it. Unbelievable. Another cabochon for you. Do you know what? Fantastic cabochons for you today. Loads of opportunities for you. It's not over yet. You have 2 strands of your lavender amethyst here, and you've got your cabochon there. 10 carats by itself, that cabochon there. 10 carats just by itself. 40 by 14mm in size. You've got 100 carats in your nuggets there as well, your small nuggets. 8 by 6mm in size. And you've got 250 carats in your other nuggets there. 10 by 9mm by 12, sorry, 10 by 9 to 12 by 10mm in size. Really, really sizable, gorgeous colours. Do you know what? These would work well with your labradorite. Definitely, they'd look gorgeous with your labradorite if you got them earlier. 2 strands and a cabochon. Now, surely these shouldn't be in this section. Well, no, they shouldn't. Price should be $14.85. That's where we should be, but we are going down on price tag for you today. 0800 644 655 HWGC. Unbelievable. £9.95. You got your money back on the cabochon there. Simply wrapped in a little bit of wire there in a ring. Look at that for a statement piece of jewellery. Hello. That's gorgeous, isn't it? Massive, massive carat weight. You've got, in fact, 360 carats in total of your lavender fields. That's incredible, isn't it? 0800 644 655. Add it to your order price. Should have got a 30-day money-back guarantee. Did we? I don't think we've mentioned that today. 30-day money-back guarantee on every single purchase. Even when we're bringing you prices like this. I don't need 30 seconds to think about that price tag. Look at the value that we're getting here. That is just incredible, isn't it? Hold those lines. Make sure you're checking out as soon as you can. I love these. Whoopsie. Love those. Okay, some lapis for you. Oh my gosh. Look at these shapes. Look at these shapes. Love this gemstone. Beautiful lapis for you. Really, really popular. This looks so fantastic with your gold. Very Egyptian with your gold. In fact, these I was going to call them nuggets. Are they called nuggets? They are. I want to call them slices or pebbles or something. These with your gold jump rings in between the spacers, they'd look fab, wouldn't they? Really adds that Egyptian look. I love lapis. You've got that real vividness of colour there, royal blue hues. You've got in total 450 carats of your lapis. Two beautiful strands. What would you put with this gemstone, Laura?
Copper wire.
Yeah.
And gold wire. Pyrite.
Oh, yeah,
lovely.
Course.
You know, anything that's just going to help bring those colours out, really, because I just think it's absolutely stunning, but it also looks amazing on its own, to be fair.
It does, doesn't it? Really beautiful. In fact, copper wire, we've had plenty of that today. If you've got any left over in your kit, that'd be perfect, wouldn't it? Absolutely perfect. Kit did sell out, by the way. I'm not surprised. Not surprised at all. If I just count out 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, there's a good 100 gemstones. Good 100 gemstones just in this strand alone. There's a lot going on there. I love those shapes. Just, do you know what? Just maybe, I don't know, 5 or 6 of these. Long drop in an earring. They'd look gorgeous, wouldn't they? Really, really beautiful. 2 strands, 1 phenomenal price tag. £10.90 is your should be price tag. VPGC 93, and we're going lower. Oh yes, because we're now under £10 section. There's no excuse and every reason to be adding to your orders today with these deals. That is incredible. Have a look. Just have a look anywhere else. See if you can find these incredible, incredible deals anywhere else. We're talking over 400 carats of genuine gemstones, £7.95 for you. That is unbelievable. Do you know what? This is a gemstone you can take through all of the seasons with you as well. With pearls, lapis looks incredible. It really, really does. With your citrine, again, phenomenal. That would look gorgeous, wouldn't it? I love those. Hold those telephone lines if you've got that in your basket. Alison, Wayne, Kathy, Anonymous in Worcestershire, Anonymous in Devon. Sue in Kent, you've just got 2 massive congratulations to you. Helene in Brittany. Is that France? It is, isn't it? Yes, thank you. I thought I was rubbish at geography. I'm actually not that bad. I'm just doing terrible at geography. Well done to you, Helen. Margaret on the Scottish Borders, well done. Cheshire, Susan in Swansea, good afternoon to you. Susan in West Yorkshire, you've just joined me as well. Anonymous in Suffolk, you've just joined me. That is an incredible deal. For 2 strands as well, it's bonkers, isn't it? Buy one, get one for £1. Love that. Love that. Okay. Okie dokies. Now. Ooh. Have a look at these. Laura, I may need a little bit of help off you here because I have no idea what these are used for. So they're bead stoppers, is that correct?
Right, I don't know if I've seen them before.
Helena's like, we might have to ask Laura because I don't know either. Bead stoppers. So they don't all fall off the strand.
Yeah. Yeah, so you put them on like, so you know if you were maybe restranding, you know, something onto beading thread,
Yeah.
you would pop that on the end, and then obviously it would just stop there, and you can just put all your beads on, and then you can just finish both the ends off. I assume that's what it means. Or if
So-
you're working, you need to stop them running away.
Okay, would we, I'm just looking for a strand that I could possibly, I'm just looking at these strands here that I could use maybe. Oh, there we go. I'm looking for a gap in a strand. They're also gem packed. I'm thinking, would you do that?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, that's what you do. I was just looking at the contraption thinking, right. I'm not very good with computers, but I think I can work this out. So what you would do is just pinch those onto your strand there, and obviously that's going to stop them from moving. So as Laura said, if you're restranding or anything like that, they're going to be really, really useful, aren't they? Carol in Bedfordshire says these are absolutely brilliant. Very, very useful. I can imagine, actually, Carol, now I know exactly how they work. Looking at this strand, they'd just be perfect when they're popping on the popping on the ends of your strands there as well. I can't move this along enough to get more than one on. Another gem-packed strand for you. But yeah, you know, it's simply restranding any pieces that you've got work in progress as well. They'd be really, really handy for any of that, wouldn't they? I've never seen these before. Helen has never seen these before. Laura wasn't so sure. So I'm guessing that perhaps we don't have these on very often. So this is a fantastic opportunity for you. How many pieces? 12 pieces. 12 pieces in total you've got there. They're brilliant, aren't they? They're such a hand. I'm finding the more I'm here, the more I'm finding some really handy tools. Suddenly, one day, somebody's gone, well, why don't we just create a contraption that simply pinches the strand and stops the gemstones from falling off? Gee, in fact, we need these. You know how often I cut strands? I'm always cutting strands up. I could do with some of these by my side all of the time. That would be fantastic. Anonymous, well done to you in Greater London. There's loads of you coming in for these. I bet as soon as you saw them, you were like, yes, I've been waiting for these for ages. 0800 644 655. We've gone down to just £6.95. It's one of those things that's just so useful, isn't it? And you know, I have to say, this is the type of thing where I would be maybe restranding something, and it would be me that would pick up the strand and they would all just fall off. I'd so do something like that, I tell you. So these would be really, really useful for me. Loads of you there. Judine in Sussex, Ruth in Merseyside, Anonymous in Devon, Anonymous in Greater London, Shirley in County Durham, Anonymous in Essex, Vivian, Nancy, Laura in Greater Manchester, Maureen in Essex, you're there as well. Lots of you filling your baskets with these. I would take this opportunity. I'm wondering, Laura, sorry, not Laura, Helena, when was the last time we had these, do you think? In May. Last time we had them on, none of us seen them before, so we don't get them very often at all. They're a fab idea, genius, in fact. And you've got 12 pieces, £6.95, unbelievable. WOGX02. Helen just said, I think it's like clothes pegs. You can never have enough. Do you know? They do. Helen's just like, they always go missing. They do. Mine, I'm always breaking my clothes pegs. Always breaking them. Always dropping them in the grass. Can never find them because my garden's like a jungle. I'm not green-fingered at all. £6.95 for you. Hold those lines. And if you've got those in your baskets, make sure you check them out. Okie cokies. Righty-ho. Ooh. Amethyst. Have a look at these. These are beautiful. Look at the sparkle on these gemstones. The faceting is incredible. Incredible colour, incredible lustre because of that facet. They're like little disco balls, aren't they? They're beautiful. Amethyst, again, do you know what? If you got those cabochons earlier, oh my gosh. Amethyst for me is one of those gemstones that I think actually there's probably not many of you sat at home right now saying you don't have amethyst in your stash. Most people have amethyst in their stash. It's a beautiful gemstone, and again, it's one of those. I haven't met anybody that doesn't like amethyst. Some gemstones, and I get this particularly with emerald, because I'm a lover of emerald, A lot of people say to me, oh yeah, I don't really like emeralds. I get that, it's green, it's one of those colours, isn't it? But amethyst, I've yet to meet anybody that doesn't like this gemstone. It's so beautiful, so feminine, the colour is so deep. If you close your eyes and think of the colour of amethyst, I bet it's not as good as what we're seeing here. They are stunning. They're big rounds as well, 10mm rounds, faceted beautifully. 240 carats of your amethyst you've got here. WEPO70 is your code for this one. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19, approximately 39 gemstones you've got in this strand. Really sizable as well. It might be simple earrings with these. Again, one of these at 10mm, that's big enough just by itself to be a solitaire ring, isn't it? Citrine, for me, I'm always putting citrine with amethyst. Love that real pop of colour, that real juiciness. And also with your pinks, your rose quartz, your morganite, your kunzite, those soft pinks look fab with amethyst. £9.95. We're still under £10. Yes, says our Helena. I thought we'd gone back up now, bringing you 240 carats of amethyst, especially of this quality. WEPO70 is your code for this one. Get involved today. There are so many treats. The kit is coming up for you very, very soon as well, so not too long to wait for the other kit. They're gorgeous. Love those. Ooh, pyrite. Oh, now. Oh. Look at this. Woohoo! Look at that sparkle. Those are incredible. Laura, you mentioned pyrite earlier, didn't you, when we were doing the lapis?
Yeah.
They'd look stunning with that.
That's because the lapis has got the pyrite in it, hasn't it? So
of course,
it's got that natural fleck.
Perfect match made in heaven.
Yeah.
Look at the lustre and the colours. This is a party gemstone, isn't it? I think this is quite a unisex gemstone as well.
Yeah, I really like that. I think because it's sparkly, but it's not too over the top. So I think you'd only have one or two if you had a pair of earrings with just one on, or a ring. You're getting that little bit of bling, but not like full on, you know? It's like a subtle bling.
Very much so. They're gorgeous. Really like this. Get some gorgeous greens and golden hues coming from these as well. They're stunning. You've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 22, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. It's approximately 35 gemstones in this strand. Those colours are fabulous, aren't they? 130 carats of your multicolour coated pyrite. Your graduated nuggets here. 5x3 to 10x5. 10x3, sorry. 5x3 to 10x3mm in size, 17cm strand. I'm just going to bring that labradorite back, actually, just for a second. Look at those. Oh, perfect. Absolutely perfect with the labradorite here. They are gorgeous. It's like looking into a treasure chest, isn't it? They are stunning. Just beautiful. 0800 644 655. Let's go down for you. It is our under £10 section. We've gone a bit crazy today. Should be £9.95. You know what that means? We're going even lower for you. BFGK68 is your code for this one. They're gorgeous. 30-day money back guarantee. Who needs that? £6.95. Carol, well done in Bedfordshire. Angela in Surrey, you've just joined me. Sarah in Hampshire. Andrea in... oh, my screen's jumping down that quickly. I can't read it. Andrea in Lincolnshire, thank you. Janine in Sussex. Anonymous in Devon. Valerie in County Kildare, you've just joined me as well. Do you know what? I think this is a great thing to have in your stash. Maybe, again, you're looking at that work in progress thinking, right, just needs something, just needs a little bit of something somewhere. It might just be one of these that you throw into a strand, and that makes all the difference. That colour is just incredible, isn't it? Beautiful. Eileen in South Yorkshire, Vivian in London, Eleanor in Merseyside, Anonymous in Oregon. Oh, incredible. Wouldn't it be lovely to be there? Oregon. I bet it's hot there. I bet it's boiling hot there. Can we have a weather check in Oregon, Helena? Thanks. £6.95. 0800 644 655. Ellen in South Yorkshire, you've just joined me. Congratulations to you. Hold those lines. What a fab price tag. And the bezel mandrel, now I haven't had this one before. We've got lots of different shapes with the bezel mandrel. Really, really popular. So I know we've got an oval, we've got the round, we've got the square, we've got the, I think we've got a heart. I'm sure we have. On the box, on the side of the box, if you've got one of the bezel mandrels, it's got all the shapes along the side, so you can collect all the different ones. So if you're making your own findings, if you're doing your chain mail, some funky chain mail, this would be perfect to get you those triangular findings with your wire. Laura, what wire would you use to make your findings?
Pretty much any wire, to be honest with you. Yeah. You want one that's going to hold, for the findings, you want one that holds its shape. So I see 0.8 upwards, but you could use that for with any gauge, as long as it holds its shape. You could create little spiral, triangle spirals, you know, so you could pull it out and get that kind of triangle twirl.
Do you know what I was just thinking, ways you're saying that would look just cool in a pair of earrings by itself, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Just to have that triangular shape, that triangular spiral. You could have a bit of chain dropping down the middle.
Open it out, drop, emerald or your sapphire on the end.
Yeah, I like that. Really contemporary, isn't it, as well? Really contemporary, modern look with that triangular shape there. And you can do that with any of the wire that we've had today, your chartreuse, your turquoise, your pink, your copper, any wire, and you can make those findings. I'm loving that idea that Laura just said of creating that spiral there. Bit of chain dropping down the centre of that spiral in an earring, and how about a pyrite on the end to go with it? Very contemporary. Rennie and Tiny Weave, you've got two. Well done. Nicola in Greater Manchester, you've checked out yours as well. Have a look on the side of the box. Lots of different shapes for you to collect. £6.95. GHGX81 is your code for this one. Had lots of wire, loads of wire for you today. Less than 30. That's not enough. That's a reason. Don't wave your mandrel, that one. Make sure you're getting involved in checking this one out as soon as you can. I've never done the triangular one before. I know I've had the oval. You've got a square one. Have we got the box around, Pete, actually? Just so I can have a look at all the shapes on the side. Thank you, lovely. Glamorous assistant Pete there. So there's the oval, the round, the square, the rectangular, the hexagonal, triangle, the half round, and the teardrop as well. So just have a look on the side of the box there, and you can see maybe you've already got some of these, or maybe you've got some to go. Maybe you want to get the entire collection. Imagine. Oh, sorry, I went very high pitch then, didn't I? You could create some incredible pieces, some beautiful findings with those as well. If you've got that in your basket, just make sure you're checking out as soon as you can. Hold those lines. Fab. Designer inspiration time again already. The kits today, unbelievable. The first one sold out, obviously. The second one, probably going to too. This cabochon. Now, Helen and I were looking, in fact, you can see this from space. It's that big. Obviously, that's not actual fact. I'm just exaggerating. I do that quite often. This is ridiculous. I've never, ever seen a cabochon this size before. This is phenomenal. Oh, do you know what? This would be great for lots of you that have your websites and stuff, sell your jewellery online, you know, for taking photographs of your jewellery. You know, you could pop a ring on there, take a photograph. It just looks so fab. It looks so professional, doesn't it? Maybe for, you know, displaying your jewellery on as well, just having them, you know, on your craft stall. They are absolutely huge. You have, 140 carats of artistic quartz. It's interesting actually, because Helen and I were looking at this earlier on and we were like, what is that gemstone? I actually went for jasper. Helena did say quartz earlier on. Oh my gosh, the colours in this are just phenomenal. That is such a huge cabochon. You know, I'm thinking pendant, I'm thinking brooch with this. It's so sizable, isn't it? In fact, it is. What size is it actually, Helena? Because I don't have the information on my screen. 140 carats, but it doesn't give me the dimensions of this one. Do you know what? I'm going to measure it approximately with my ruler here. It's huge, I can tell you that much. Okay, so we're looking at approximately, wow, 80 by 45. That's officially the biggest cabochon I've ever seen. It's huge. I should have black spinel here, but I don't have it. Yeah, I don't have a black spinel strand.
You used a bead stopper for it.
Oh, is that what I did? That'll be my fault. I do know I do that all the time. I don't have it. Where is it? Hannah, you moved it, is what you did. That's what I did. I do have, whoa, hang on a minute. Right, this. Do you know what? That black spinel strand by itself, 100 carats of black spinel. That's a massive, massive carat weight of black spinel that you've got there. This is incredible, incredible quality. And in fact, the black spinel, it's one of those that absolutely flies out of the door every time that we have it. So popular, it's so glamorous with your pearls, it looks incredible. It pretty much goes with any and every gemstone. It's black, it's going to go with your white, it's going to go with your red jasper there. You've got jasper, 40 carats. 40 carats in your jasper strand there as well. Just stunning. I'm loving those colours together. They are gorgeous. 4mm in size. And of course, wire. Some more wire to add to your kits today. That's incredible. So with your wire, we've got 100 metres of your silver plated copper wire, approximately 0.25. Wow. 100 metres. Oh my gosh, look at that. 100 metres. Like a slinky dog from Toy Story. My son's got one of those. I'm always trying to, when I look, he's always asking me to find him and the head's always stuck in the toy buckets and I'm just pulling him out for like 5 minutes and he's still not completely out of the box. That's incredible. 100 metres of your 0.25mm wire there. And you've got your 1.25mm gauge there as well. 10 metres of that. And you've got your 10 millimetres of your 0.4mm gauge there as well. So you've got your 0.25, 100 metres, your 0.4 and your 1.25mm gauge as well. So there's absolutely tons. Again, last kit sold out. Do you know what? This is going to go the same way. You've got that incredible black spinel, this huge cabochon. Should be at £40.70. We are not. I cannot believe. Do you know what? Even at £40, unbelievable. Unbelievable. I don't know how we do it. I actually don't know how we do it. This cabochon by itself. Wow, if that's in a pendant, do you know what? No matter what this, if you did put some time into this with some wire work, I've got to go with £50. I have to go with £50 just for that cabochon alone. That is absolutely huge. It's beautiful as well. Wow, over £17 off. Over £17 off. That's incredible, isn't it? Let's go and have a look at one of our Fleurs. It's been very interesting to see what Fleur's done with the, whoops, every time. Every time, right, I can't hear any of you in the gallery, just so you know. The wires are so long, and I never took them in. Did I say Fleur? Did I say Fleur? Oh, sorry.
It's all right.
Do you know what? Even when you were here together, I never got you mixed up, did I?
No.
At the birthday show.
I normally get called Gemma. People like to.
Fleur did say to me, because we're the same height, everybody gets us mixed up.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's all right. We're used to it. It's no big deal.
Have a look at this. My goodness me, you've gone to town on the wirework here. I was going to do it again then. That's because you put Fleur's name in my head now. You've gone to town on the wirework here, Laura, haven't you? That's incredible.
I mean, it's a big stone and it's a big statement piece. But
Yeah.
then when you've got a stone like that, it's going to be.
Yeah.
You know, it was just great. And I thought, you know, the whole aim of today is to be a wire weaving.
Yeah.
So let's just do lots of wire weaving.
It's gorgeous, just incredible. I love the spinel in there as well, little drops of spinel in there. Because you've got those jasper hues, you've got those blacks within that gemstone as well, within that quartz. So it really is the perfect match. They are gorgeous. There's so much wire again. I don't know what you're going to do with all this wire. Oh my gosh, can I borrow that? Oh, look how different they are. See, again, when we had the last kit, I said, you know, I'd multi-buy. I'd have to multi-buy because they're cabochons. Here, look at the difference. Look how different the one I had over there and this one are. They are beautiful. That's huge. That is so huge.
And I think that one's probably larger than the one I used, actually. I'm not quite sure. You know, I just think they're great, aren't they? There's such a big opportunity of what you could do with them.
They're fab. I'm loving those colours as well, and the difference. I'd have to get a few of these. As Laura said, different sizes. They are varying in size if you have a look there. However, we will guarantee the carat weight that you've got there, but the size may be slightly different in your cabochons there. I'd just have to get a couple of these. They've got Fire Maiden. I love that. They're beautiful. And the jasper that you've got in there as well, so delicate, aren't they? Oh, look at the spinel. Do you know, I'm really struggling to pick my favourite thing out of this kit.
I know, I loved it all. And I mean, I've got loads of, obviously got loads of the spinel left, especially the larger ones, because I didn't even really use the centre section. And I've got some more, it's a jasper, the little rounds. Yeah. I have got like half a strand of them, although I misplaced them. You know, so there's loads that you can do with this. So yeah, like I said, the whole point of I've only made the one piece because it's quite a statement piece. So you know, there wasn't really much more I could do. I think I got across what you can do.
And it's like you've got carried away with that piece because it's just so intricate. It's gorgeous. The wirework's incredible on that one, Laura. It really is beautiful. And I'm just loving the drops of spinel in there. It's an incredible, incredible design. A little bit of inspiration for you there, maybe. Or if you get the cabochon, the wire wrapping cabochon DVD that we had earlier on, add that to your order as well. See how useful it's going to be now with this kit as well. That's incredible. At $22.95, saving you over £17 there. Unbelievable. So what are you going to demo for us then, Laura?
I'm going to obviously just... the lens. So what I wanted to say, what you were saying about the DVD as well was, and I think I had this when we launched it on Thursday. I had quite large cabochons then, and I actually set the tree against it that way. Yeah. So I had the tree coming along that way. So you know, a lot of the time you see these stones and you think you default to that, don't you? Yeah. You can do whatever you want. So for this demo, I'm actually going to do it a bit different because it's quite nice to show you how, you know, it changes. I'm not set to how I do it with that and how you have to adapt to it being different. So obviously when it's like this, you've got lots of space. This is ideal if you're practicing your wire work because you've got so much space to practice your weaves and placing your wires across. But I'm going to do it so this way. I'm going to have more room along here but not so much here. So it's going to change the dynamic of it a little bit.
Would I be right in thinking that the bigger the cabochon is, the easier the wire work
is? Yeah, because obviously you've got such a good working space. Look, I mean, it practically fills my hand.
So that's great to practice with.
Yeah, most definitely. You know, even simple caging like we did, you could just cage it simply. The reason I didn't was because it's a 1.25, so it's quite a thick wire to use that for, and then use the wires from the bail to really decorate all of the stone as well. Okay, so I'm going to do this one a little bit different. Okay. We approach this one when you do cabochons. We often very often there's a couple of settings that you can do. So there's the prong setting. Yeah. There's the netting, and then there's the caging. There's variations of them, but they're the most popular and you know, common ones to use. You can embellish around them like I did on the previous one, so they're not obvious that you've caged it or that you've netted it, but there's always a way that you've got to get a foundation in as to how you're going to set that stone. Okay. And this one I'm going to do slightly differently. I'm actually just going to create the weave around the stone and lock it in with the wires as I go along. Yeah. So to help me with that, but I've lost it, bear with me, I bought some masking tape. Why not? I'll try and find it in a minute. I've put it somewhere. But I bought some masking tape so that you can actually hold the stone and the wire in place and continue working. And when you know you've set it properly, then you know that you can let the tape off and that it's going to be secure. So masking tape's not going to hurt or damage the wire or the stone. So if you've got masking tape, you know, you can use it. So what I'm going to do is start off by showing you how we're going to start the bail on this one. Now I'm cheating for the demo for one reason. Okay. I'm using a reel of wire that's on 0.25, that's on a reel. Okay. Because you don't want to waste time watching me try and feed the wire out of that. No. Okay. But what I will do is give you some tips as to how to handle that wire when it is off on the reel like that, because I did hit a few little hiccups with it, and I don't want you to kind of waste your wire. So I will say a few little tips. If you have an empty reel like this, and it might take some time, feed it onto it, because it'll be worth it in the long run, because then it's so much easier working from this. And that's the honest answer. So, but if you haven't, what you need to do is you'll have two ends. So keep one that's wrapped around it, like this one's wrapped around it, Okay, and then there's another little end in here, just I seen you there. And so I've got my wrapped one, so I know it's wrapped. And what I was doing was cutting lengths of wire off at a time, and then when that ran out, cutting another length of wire off. So with that, I've got the end there. And what will happen is when you put your hand inside, you probably see how the wire's wrapping on my finger. So I know if I pull that, it's pulling tight on my finger, so I know that that is the next one to go.
Okay.
And I'm just going to gently, because it can kink, feed that one through, and then you'll be able to pull and you'll be able to feel a wire move. So I can feel it here. So then I can just feed that wire through, okay? That's why I'm using it from the reel, because it is a little bit time consuming to feed it through, but if you do that, you will be able to use all your wire, you won't waste it. I got myself in a tangle with it, so with my other one, I was getting very stressed. I had a long day, lots of hyperactive children. So, you know, it's just a little tip when you're handling, it's just because you don't want to get it all tangled and feel frustrated. Just try and take care of it, and when you cut that wire, cut it with quite a long length, because if you cut it too short, it disappears, and that's a lot of wire to try and find that ending. And that's the mistake I made with mine. I lost it, and then I was just getting frustrated. So I wanted to clear that with you, because you know, I don't want people to get it and then feel, oh, I've just wasted 100 metres.
That's a really handy tip.
Okay,
really handy.
So, but as I said, for convenience, I'm actually going to use it from the reel to demo with. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut 4 lengths of wire, because I really want to make sure that I can give myself lots of security around this stone. So by giving 4 lengths of wire, I'm going to give myself 8 different ends in effect. Okay, because when this folds over, there's going to be 8 ends. So I want this wire to be quite long, because I've got a large stone. So I'm not going to cut the 4 long lengths off now, because it's going to be a bit of a waste. I'm just going to cut short wires, because I'm just going to show you the weave that I started it with, and I've already got some there. So I'm going to cut 1, 2, 3. Sorry, I should have cut these before, shouldn't I, really? More interesting things to watch me cutting wire. Okay, so I've got my 4 pieces of wire. Obviously yours are going to be longer. So what I'm going to want to do is, I've been touching my pens, gone all over my hands. I'm sorry. It's those, when they write on our bags, marker pens.
It's the sign of a hard worker.
So I've got my 1, 2, 3, 4 wires there. So I'm going to put them down, and I'm going to build my wires up. So I'm going to take my wire, whether it's on the reel or whether it's cut, it's not a problem. If you are going to be cutting the wire, please make sure that you cut long lengths, probably about 1 metre or so, just so you're able to do a decent amount of weaving should you want to. So there's no point cutting sort of that much, because you're not going to get very much weaving done, and you're going to have to keep adding. So if you can cut about 1 metre, or even 3/4 of a metre, then try and do that. Okay, so I've got my wire here. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. What I'm doing, I might show you with copper, just for the starting, so that you can see it a little bit better. This is copper 0.4, but it's just so you can see it a bit better. So I'm going to take my first wire, and I'm going to work towards the end, take my wire, do a tail, and wrap 3 times, okay? Just scoot that together nicely. So there's 3 times. Then I'm going to take my second wire, place it on top. Now what I'm going to do is just pull the bottom one out slightly and bend it. So I'm going to just call this wire 1. This one here will be wire 2, and I'm going to bend that one down slightly as well. I've got the wire facing towards me. I'm going to wrap wire 1 and 2 3 times. Now it's 3 times from the front. From my view, I've got it 3 times, okay? So I'm going to place the next wire on top, see if I can do this backwards, this will be fun. And I'm going to kick that one out in the opposite direction. So I'm going to have 2 going down, 2 going up, so it makes it easier when I'm bringing the wires in between. Okay, so the wire, so this is how you would see it, 3 facing you, and the wire is technically facing away from you. Okay, so what I'm going to do is bring it in between 1 and 2, and then over 2 and 3. So 1, 2. So from your view, there's 3. Okay. So then it goes in between 2 and 3. So you're stepping it up, so you can see it's starting to step. Take that 4th wire, and again, just make sure you have it so you can see how you can see the difference. So again, that wire is facing towards you, and then you're going to wrap 3 and 4 together, 3 times. So 1, 2, from your view, there's 3 across the front. So it's then going to go in between 3 and 4. And then I'm going to bring it back down. So it's now going to go over 3 and 2, 3 times. So 1, 2, and is that on your side? 2, 3. No, is that 3 for you? Yeah. It's because it's backwards, I'm sorry.
You're doing well though, you're doing a lot better than everybody.
It's backwards. And then you just, again, you would just go around that and bring it, so it's now gone into the middle, and then you can bring it back 1, 2, 3. Is that 3 from your side? Yeah, and then in between again. So as long as it's got 3 on the front, then you bring it in the middle of them, and then you just go back up. So you'll get into the pattern when you're doing this. It's actually quite easy once you're doing it, you get into a pattern of it. So it's 1, 2, so it's 3 across the front, in between the middle. So you kind of go in 2, and then in the middle. And then you can see how that's stepping up. Now what you don't want to do is what I'm doing here, going into open wires. But that's only because I'm trying to show you backwards. So what you would do is just move your base wires along and scoot your weave down. Now see, because I've moved it, see how these are baggy now to the wire? That's because I've gone into the open wires. So don't go into, if those wires are opening, you must try to make sure that they stay condensed like that. Okay, which will be easier when it's facing you. So, do a whole section like that, okay? And you get probably about 1.5 inches, and that's it in the silver, so you can see the difference. It looks nice, you know, we had that gold and turquoise bundle. Looks good if you use the turquoise weaving wire on the gold base wire that you had. That looks really contrasting. So you've got it like that. Now what I'm done is I've moved it probably about 1/3 of the way down the wires, okay? So now I'm going to form my bail out with this. So bail making pliers if you've got them, if not, just whatever you've got, mandrels. I've pretty much got everything, I think. It's not good. And I'm just going to place them in the middle. And I'm going to form now, bearing in mind this is 1.25 wire. It's thick and there's 4 pieces of it. So you have to be a bit controlled with this. Okay, so I'm just going to sort of separate the wires out and think about how I'm going to do this. What I need are these 2 wrapped sections to meet, but these wires to kind of go in a nice way together, because they're then going to lock around the stone. So I've started to get my arch here. So what I'm going to do now is I am just going to separate them and think, and again it's choice. I might think, well, I've got 3 there, and what I'm doing is I'm looking for opportunities of wires that are going to be pairs to be woven. So I need to have probably about 2, to have 2 to 3. Don't forget I've got another 4 on this side. So when they come across like this and meet, being thick as well, you don't need to worry about them pulling out of shape. So I could then have my 3 there. So when that meets that one, that's going to be 3. So there's 2 at the back and 1 at the front. But when they meet, there'll be 3. And just pull it around. Okay, it takes a bit of tweaking. You can see you're starting to get a bit of an idea of how you're going. So now you can place this over your stone. Okay. So if we're going to go a bit different, you can see how it's going to sit like this, but we know we've got to start locking these wires in. So I might actually change my mind on those back wires and place that there. And then I think, actually, that's better. So, you know, it's all right to change your mind. It's not like, oh, I've decided that now, you know, it's fine.
And that's the great thing with working with wire, is like you can just move it and adjust it as to how you want it, can't you, as you're going along?
Exactly. So now I'm looking at opportunities to lock, or at least start to secure it a little bit. So I know I've got these wires straight down the back. So what I'm able to do is just bring them up with my hand, kind of mould it here. So that's almost like a little prong in effect, like a prong setting. That's now starting to give it a bit, it's not secure, not in any way is it secure, but it's starting to give it a bit of, I'm starting to see it, right, okay, I can see I've got my bail where I want it, I've got that there. So I've still got some wires here. That's just my weaving wire getting involved. Right, so now I can think, actually I've got that there. So what you don't want is to lose your bail as well, because if you notice, if I do that, let it drop, my bail becomes part of there. So you want to make sure it stays set out. This is where the masking tape comes in handy, if I can find it.
I'll tell you what, Laura, I'll let you have a look for your masking tape. Helen has just brought in some graphics for some more wire, and these are really, really handy. But did you know what, Helen? I didn't even know we had these. So I'd be right in thinking that this is how you work out what gauge you're using. So for the first kit, do you remember the first kit and Laura was like, I've no idea what gauge this is, to just write on your bags or whatever? These would have been really handy for Laura at that stage, because there was so much wire that yeah, they'd have been really, really handy. So you just place your wire in those to work out what gauge you're working with, and there's a little chart there to tell you. They'd have been brilliant, wouldn't they?
It would have been quite helpful, yeah.
But Helena said it was quite funny watching you just trying to work it out, so she didn't give them to you earlier on.
Oh, that's fine. I'll remember that, Helena. No problem. That's noted.
She didn't say that, really.
No, I know she wouldn't.
Helena's like, oh, don't know, say that. I love being in this position. So you've got those, and you've got your wire there as well, your pink and your gold coloured wire. So your pink wire is 0.4mm gauge. You've got 10 metres there, and your gold wire is 0.25mm gauge. You've got 10 metres there as well. So there's loads of wire again for you. It's been wire-tastic today. It really, really has. And what better tools to have, especially with that kit earlier on. I bet all of you that had the kit earlier on are thinking, right, I need those now. They're really handy. Again, it's one of those things, isn't it, that we were saying earlier. You know the little, what were they called? The little pinchers, the little...
Bead stoppers.
Bead stoppers, that was it. Thank you, Laura. It's like those, isn't it, where someone's just had like a genius moment of, why do we not invent something that can measure the gauge of your wire? It's like your spaghetti thing. You know your spaghetti thing when you're making pasta?
Yeah.
Have you seen those?
Yeah.
That tell you how much you need, you know, for whether you've got 2, 4 people per person. Yeah, because I'm rubbish with pasta. I just throw it all in, and then by the end I'm like, wow, I should have invited the whole street over, because there's a lot of pasta here. Your wire weirs, including your standard wire circular gauge here as well, ZWGC34, should be £14.30. Incredible. If you got that kit earlier on, I think these are going to come in very, very handy for you. Oh, incredible deal coming up for you. 0800 644 655. Loads and loads of you on the phone lines. £8.95. £8.95, and you've got your 2 reels of wire there as well. Absolute incredible deal. Add it to your order. Absolutely tons of you there. I bet those of you that are coming in now got the kit earlier on, didn't you? Thinking, yes, at last. Incredible. Kathleen, Anonymous, Jenny, well done to you. Margaret, Karen, Pauline, Anonymous, Gillian, well done. Tons of you with these in your baskets. Just make sure you're confirming as soon as you can. Genius. Love those. Fab. Right, lovely. Did you find your masking tape?
No, I think I left it in my bag. We'd start there. Sorry, I did have it. Helena
Do you want
knows.
Helena to grab it? She said.
If she can see it, it's just she might have to just lift some, there's nothing scary in there. Just if she could.
Oh, ladies' handbags, they are scary, aren't they?
Mine's not really that exciting. Mine's got half my kids' stuff in it, where they put hidden little toys. Like, look after that, sunglasses, you know,
bit of food from last week,
you know, sweets, whatever. Confiscated sweets. You're not having any more sugar. Okay, so what I've done for the moment is I've just started moving the wires about and sort of locking them in a little bit.
Okay.
So that pair there that we already did, and then I've just taken one of the pairs from the bale that we set aside and just brought it down the back, so it's not done anything just yet. And the wire here, as it's come around, I've actually just brought it back up again, and now it's up to this side, so it's just moving the wires around. And what I did on this one was it was facing this direction, this one was facing in this direction, so you see how I was just giving it a little swirl. And now it's facing in that direction with these for it too. So I've got my free wires back. So it's, you know, if you want your free wires, there's normally a way of doing it. So I just want to be able to show you that, you know, you might think, oh, I really want to do that nice open weave. So that's how you would do it. Okay, and one thing I would say is never just bring a wire sharply across. If you're going to bring that wire from there to there, just try, and if you do a little swirl, it just makes it look more fluid, rather than, otherwise you get that sharpness and it looks a bit out. Okay, so I've got my wire, I've still got mine attached where I cut it. So this is a variation of the weave that we did earlier, the basket weave kind of thing, or the over and under. It's got several names. And all you're going to do with this one is wrap around. So I'm going to wrap, say, 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got this middle wire here. So I'm actually just going to keep going over and under this middle wire, but at no point am I going to wrap it.
Okay.
So it just gets kind of caught in between the weave. So your weave would be the same as it was previously on the, on the previous necklace. Which is
Oh, is it there? Yes, it is.
So it's the same as, say,
Okay.
this weave here.
Yeah.
Okay, but we're putting that wire in the middle. It's just that wire is just going to be in the middle of that weave. So that weave's going to go over and under that wire. Okay, so I just move that. Okay, so the wire's facing me. So I'm just going to naturally go over this wire.
Right.
And then going to go in between these two wires here and over to the other side and then wrap 5 times. 1, 2. So you can see, because I'm using the 0.25, how easy that is. I'm not doing anything really. I'm just naturally stopping.
Yeah.
So now what's going to happen? I've gone 5 and it's facing towards me. So I need to bring it back in this direction. In which case I just do this. Okay. And then I'm just going to bring it in between these 2 wires here. Okay. And then wrap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, it's coming towards me, so it goes over. So when you're doing it, it's pretty kind of obvious. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then. But just remember, if it's that way, just bring it back, and then over to the other side, and you just keep doing that for a little while. But as you're doing it, what you want to do is start to look at your piece and think, right, how is this weave going to be part of my design? What's its function going to be? So you might think, well, actually, I just like it, it's pretty. Yeah. All right. Whereas on mine, it was focusing, it was coming down the side of that one. So I needed it to be kind of giving it a bit of support as well. Each one that you do is going to be different because of the nature of what you're doing. So you need to stop and look at each section. So I'm thinking, this is kind of actually not too badly supported. Yeah. It's not secure, not by any means, but it's got support. I can let that go, and I could kind of almost do that, and it's held. Okay. So, whereas that one, because it's long in the opposite direction, it's not got so much. It needed more support initially. So now I can think, well, okay, well, I like this, but I don't want all of that woven, so I might just pull this wire here, which is the lower wire, out of the way, and change this to just doing a single 2-wire weave, so 5 on each side, and just completely forgetting about that middle wire for now. So, you know, it's just a matter of making that up. Now, what you do need to do when you're doing this is look at it also for balance. So you don't want to go too heavy on one side and then the other side. You need them both to sort of match, not necessarily symmetrically, but balance-wise. Okay. So you can see there just how by doing that, that cross of wires has given it some sort of, it's changed the look of it already. So I could then fold it over like this if I wanted. Now that's going to give it quite a 3D effect, which because of the size of this is quite nice. Or I might just want to keep it like that. And then I might even bring these together. And if I wanted, I could then go into what I call the 5 and 3 weave. Okay, so I'm just going to wrap 1, 2, 3. So I'm getting caught, you can't see, but here. So what I'm going to do is, to make that easier for me, is put that in the opposite direction. Now when I do it, see how much easier that is? Because that wire, that one there, I kicked it up, where it was like that, it was catching. So it's little things like this, when you're weaving, that will make your life a lot easier. This is a nice combination to weave on, because you notice this is 1.25, so it's not moving in any way. So what I'm going to do then is wrap 3 times around each one. So 1, 2, 3. And then just going to go 5 times on that bottom one again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Now you can do that on its own for a while if you want. It's just a matter of what, it's all visual, but you do also need to make sure you're getting stability into that stone. So what I could do now is bring this wire back in. Pick this pattern up, and what I'll do just to change the pattern is I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I'm going to wrap this, so I'm doing a 5 on the bottom wire. I'm going to bring the wire just once, oops, sorry, it's because it's really fine, it is a bit tricky to see. Once around that middle wire, and then over, so pick that weave back up, so you go 1, 2, 3, sorry, it does catch a little bit, 4, 5, bring it back in between, and then wrap both those wires again. So you're doing a bit of a mixture of the 5 and 3, but also mixing it with the weave.
Yeah.
So 3 times around both, 5 times around there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once around that middle wire, and then 5 around there. It sounds a bit complicated, but when you're actually doing it, it does kind of make sense. And what I'll do is I'll hold it up for you now to see exactly what I've shown you. So 1, 2, 3. So that's just a complete circuit. So if I hold that round for you to see, can you see how you can't see the detail of the 5 and 3 too clearly? You can when you're looking at it, but you can see how it's 5 and 3 along here, but it's picking up into that weave as well. So it's just have fun with the weaves and just working out what you want to do.
Yeah.
All right.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah, it looks quite flowy.
Yeah, it looks really, really pretty. I've got some more cabochons, by the way. It'd be a great addition to this kit. They are fabulous. Have a look at these. You could work these into the same design if you wanted to. They're gorgeous. Perfect size for your rings and for your pendants as well. I've got 5 here. I can't guarantee you 5, but I can guarantee you the carat weight that we're bringing you. 240 carats, your chocolate chalcedony. Oh, Helena, really? We had some chocolates up in the office earlier on. We all got very excited, didn't we? Like, really excited, to the point where I went to the supermarket before I came in today and I thought, no, I'm going to be really good. I'm not going to buy any. I've got to be good. So I didn't bother. And then Wendy was going around with a box. Do you want one of these? Oh my gosh. You can't say no to those chocolates, can you, Helena? They literally just melt in the middle. And then he said, would you like another one? Yeah. Brilliant. That's just made me think of chocolate now. Chocolate chalcedony. I'm hungry. Incredible. You can't eat these though. They're too beautiful. $6.95. Wow, that's an incredible deal. You've got your money back and some on just one of these. Haven't got many left, unfortunately. Get involved as soon as you can. Look at that statement piece of jewellery there. That looked gorgeous. Loads of techniques. If you've got the DVD that we bought you earlier on as well, Laura's DVD, that's going to be perfect. Just keep adding to your order. That's exactly what I would be doing. In fact, you know what, Laura? I'm going to get that DVD. Because it'll help me, won't it?
Yeah,
I was asking Laura earlier, I've got some cabochons. I'm going to get some wire to wrap my labradorite cabochons. That DVD, like I said, it's like having your very own Laura binding in your lounge, in your pocket. Your very own little Laura binding in your pocket. Perfect. Michelle in Suffolk says, my postie has just arrived with a JM package and Laura's cab DVD is in it. Can't wait to watch it after the show. Oh. Yes. Brilliant. I had another one from Megan in Buckinghamshire. It says, hi Laura, just been watching your latest DVD. Wow, wow, wow. It's the best. We'll take it on holiday and trying to make everything. Brilliant DVD, super. Isn't that lovely?
Oh, thank you. I'm glad you enjoy it. I'd love to see what you make as well.
Oh, yeah, send us some in your designs as well so Laura can have a little look. And the pieces you've made, enter them into the Wall of Fame. Actually, if you're going to do that, you might as well enter it into the Wall of Fame. You could get something just for making jewellery, something you do every day anyway. $6.95. The DVD code is at the bottom of your screen right now for you if you do want to come in and get the DVD as well. I'm definitely getting that when I finish today. In fact, have I got? No, I haven't got that one already. I've got quite a few at home, but I definitely haven't got that one. I need to watch it. I need it in my life. Your very own Laura binding in your pocket. I like that. Can we rename all the DVDs? Because that's exactly what it's like. $6.95. Margaret in Gwent, well done. Anonymous. Jodie, well done to Jennifer. Anonymous, you're there as well. Anna Marie in Dunbartonshire, you've just joined me. OANV24. $6.95. You sure you've got that price tag right? Yeah. Yes. Yes. She's going to see Fleetwood Mac tonight, Helena. I'm a little bit jealous. In fact, I'm not a little bit jealous. I'm really, really jealous. Bless her, Hannah Roxbury. You've timed that really well for Helena and our Pip because they're having a ticket.
Oh, they got it, did they? There was a bit of a fight on. I was there when Hannah said, I may or may not be able to go. And literally everybody's like, I want tickets, I want tickets, I want tickets. Fair play.
I'm really jealous. Well fought. Really jealous. That's something to be proud of, isn't it? Going to see Fleetwood Mac. Wait, who's the most famous person you've ever been to see, Laura? You've been to some gigs and...
I've been to see Take That, Robbie Williams, Kylie.
Oh. I love that. Take that, Kylie. New Kids on the Block.
No, I wasn't a New Kids. I think I was just slightly out of that.
Was you?
Yeah, I didn't do.
I went to New Kids on the Block.
No,
it's my first gig. That was.
No, Take That was my first.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, Michael Jackson. I've touched Michael Jackson's foot. That's my claim to fame. Yes, I camped outside Wembley Stadium all night to see him at Wembley, and we got into a little bit at the front which is called the Snake Pit. So what they do is instead of you getting crushed in the crowd, they let 500 people into this little section right in front of the stage. Get a wristband, you can pop off, get a drink, come back, don't get crushed. Brilliant. I was on my boyfriend's shoulders and he came across us in a crane and I touched his foot. Still haven't washed it. Just joking. $6.95, incredible. So you went, Helena, did you, to Wembley as well? Wow, you were young. Wow, that makes me feel old. That's the same one I went to. Helena was 6.
Oh.
Do you remember it? Yeah. Was that the one that got cancelled and you had to go back again? Or was that the other one? Because I've been twice, you see. One got cancelled. They let 75,000 people into Wembley Stadium and then the man came on stage and said, sorry, Michael Jackson's ill. You'll have to come back next month. We were like, really? Unbelievable.
We had that with Meatloaf. We went and saw Meatloaf as well down in Cardiff. That was really good. But he was ill for a while and his concert kept getting postponed and postponed. We didn't obviously arrive, but we kept getting told, yeah, it's been cancelled, yeah, it's been cancelled. But it took about 6 months for it actually to properly go ahead. It was a really good concert. And Bon Jovi as well, we've seen.
Ooh,
a couple of times.
John Bon.
He gets people out of the crowd as well up onto the bar. And we watched somebody once faint. And she went over the barriers, and then about 5 minutes later, she popped up in the VIP area to her mates going, woo!
Yeah, I'll have to try that one sometime.
Yeah, I would be sent out. You know, most of the time you get told to go and sit and use your space then, don't you? That would be me.
Get back, yeah, that'd be mine. Like, so I'd take that, eh? I saw Take That.
I saw them. I didn't see their very first concert.
You seen Robbie? Did you see them with Robbie or without Robbie?
Oh, I saw them with Robbie. I saw the only concert that I missed was their very, very first concert as a band. And I saw all the others, and then I saw their comeback tour, and I actually won tickets to see that.
Stalker.
No, I won tickets. I was 4 rows from the front.
Really?
Yeah, it was amazing.
Wow, how cool. Exciting. I've completely forgot where we were in the demo, what we were selling or anything. Let us know your claim to fame. 60777. Start your message with the word James Studio. There you go.
So all I've been doing whilst we've been talking about Michael Jackson's foot and stuff is just playing about with the wires and just, you know, placing them as I'm going. So I originally just working on this one section here, and I mean you can see how quickly it can kind of develop. What I've done is I had my 3 wires there. I finished off that section where it naturally stopped at the edge, and then what I've done is I've taken one of the wires and just brought that down because it's so strong. You can literally bring it across and back up, and it's going to stay in place. So if I show you the back, I'll show you what I mean. So that wire there is the wire from there. And then I just brought it all the way around, and that's now back up at the front with another little random wire that has appeared there from other maneuvers. And then this set of wires here, I'm just weaving them. And as I'm weaving them, I'm kind of doing it so that they're almost just going to catch the bottom of that cabochon there. So it's just going to sit just on the edge, and that's just going to be enough to seat it a little bit. So it's going to it's not going to go anywhere. And you could almost fold it around the edge there, see? So it would actually sit and really hold it. So it's about looking at your wires and your options, you know, and looking at the security. Now I can see on this side that I've got my stone locked in here. If I finish that bit there, that whole side is going to be pretty set. It's not going to need a lot of work. So, you know, and that's because I changed the profile of how I set it. So it is about looking at your stone. Remember I said about in the first design inspiration about the tapered stones. I mean, obviously these are oval, but the tapered stones set a different way again. So it's, you know, it's just playing about. So what I would do is I would stop at this point. And then I would think, right, okay, if I've woven down to a nice point where I think, okay, I can see my design coming together, I've now got to work on this side. And what I don't want to do is get so carried away with this side, I run out of options for this. So I want to think, right, okay, I've got this here. I tend to do mirrors. I'm not very good at symmetry or asymmetry, but I kind of have balance. So my pieces won't be the same to look at, but they'll have that balance. So I think I tend to mirror that, but coming up across this direction as opposed to coming back down. So, and again, it's looking at your wires and thinking, right, okay, well, I've got all these wires here. I've got 4 wires here. I've got tails here and I've got tails here. So I've got to think in my head, what am I going to be doing with these? So I would think, well, I've got these ones here. They're in a nice pair. I could pull them open a little bit and do that. That simple basket weave. And then I would weave that and bring it up here woven, maybe. Bring it down to here. But as I come to here, I've got this wire here. So then I could tie this one into it and maybe pick up that double weave that we did with the 5 and 3 straight into the basket weave. And that would lock. So it's also about locking. That would lock that section together. Obviously, you can see just by how I'm holding it that the stone's got no support at the back. But when you do that, you're then going to be able to bring your wires back across. And even if you've done that there, because again you're using such a strong wire, you can literally almost prong set the back. So you cause that loop, that wire's back up here again now, and it's got a new place to kind of go. And that's then when you can think, okay, what can I do here? So it's just about looking at your wires and finding, I mean, to be honest, that is pretty locked in. Just with that few movements because of the way that it's set. So decorate these. I could weave the 5 and 3 here if I wanted to. I could leave it plain. And you can actually spiral this wire quite nicely and interlock it as well. So you could think, well, actually just going to bring this wire here. I'm just going to, I want to get rid of it.
Wire everywhere.
Bit of a fight with the wires and pliers. And I could just bring that around here. Now obviously the weaving, the adding the spinel, it's the same as adding the labradorite. You just add it in as and when you feel you want to. So I could pop that around there, and I could then make a feature of just sort of trim that wire there. What I just did then, sorry, just to clarify, because I cut my wire like that, what it did was it created the kind of a flush cut. But by cutting it like that, it made it completely flat. So because I know I'm going to make it a spiral, I'd like a nice flat finish on the end. And then you can just form that spiral. Again, you can just whatever you want. Don't have to a spiral. It's just quite a nice way to finish and blend that wire in. And again, it's added support. That's a really bad spiral, but it's just for you to get the idea. You know, and what you could do, if you had like here, my wires here, I could take my spinel. If I had, there they are. Pop one on. And then they've got quite sizable drill holes in these, I was going to say as well. You could then pop that, pop it on that spiral if you did a bad spiral like I just did. Pop that wire through, and then just it's being stubborn because it's on telly. Pop that on there like that, and then just wrap, you know, bring the wire back over there, or do whatever you want to do. And there's nothing to say that you don't coil one of these wires around it to support it. Because what I will say is, if you're using 0.25, it's vulnerable. Because if I can just get a close up on that, I'll show you. See how it's just that one little 0.25 wire going through that? So it takes one odd knock or one pull and that will come out. So by taking your 1.25 wire and wrapping it back around, you can coil that if you want. So if you look at it now, that's really set and secure. So that stone isn't so vulnerable anymore. That wire isn't as exposed. And then you could just carry on with your design. But the whole point of this is it's just playing about, I mean, looking at how you can create those weaves and placing those wires, crossing them, how you can connect them to each other, and that's really about it. No wire was added into that. It was all completely made from those initial 4 wires and 8 sort of tails. You see the bail's got like an additional bit of wire. All I did with that was I had a pair of wires and they kept appearing. They were here and I was like, what am I going to do with them? What am I going to do with them? And in the end, I just kind of, I mean, for this one, it would be quite nice if I did that. Again, because it's just looking at it for the best. That's quite a nice sweep. But what I did was I just took it and spiraled it up and then folded it over to give a bit of an added dimension to the bail. And that's pretty much it. So it's something that just take what weaves you do have and what you do know, and just play about with your wires, swap and change them. make a weave, turn it around. You can twist your weaves as well, and that looks really, really nice. So it's just playing around with it, really. That's the best thing I can say. And that 1.25 wire, you can see how that locks a really secure hold on it, which enables you to do a little bit more. Get your masking tape, hold that in place if the stone's wobbling about. So if I'd only had that set there, because of the profile of it the way it was, if I get this out, should be able to get the stone out. So if you had it like this, and my bell's here and I'm trying to do my work, and this is all moving, if I lock that in place with masking tape, it enables me to do all my decoration here, and then when I know it's locked, I can release it, and then I can just rotate it if I want to, and I've got that security, rather than constantly fighting with a slipping stone. And you can see you can even change it around if you wanted to, and play about. So
that's fab. Do you know what? With all the wire that we've had today as well, there's plenty to practice with, isn't there? There's plenty to practice with. I've got another DVD for you here, the Infinity Pendant. This is gorgeous. Have a look at that. Maybe I should try this with my labradorite cabochon.
I've got the pieces if you want them.
Oh, yes. Gorgeous. Laura's got the pieces here from the DVD. You've got your introduction, adding a gemstone, your wire weaving, tidying the wires, balancing and finishing, and hints and tips there for you as well. Oh, my
So this is something we do a little bit differently than the other DVDs. This is an actual project, start to finish. This is one where you go pretty much like design and inspiration. This is how you start, this is what your result is going to be, and you will be creating that pendant. Which one is it? It's this one, I think. This pendant here. And then this one is just a variation on what happens if you change how you put your wires, really. So it's just about, again, giving you that confidence to have a go, to play about with those wires, and all the way through it, I'm constantly saying, well, you could put your wires here and you'd get a different look again. And you could do this, or you could do that weaving and you get a different look again. And it's just start to finish in sections about how to get rid of all your ends, get a more invisible finish. So that if I can turn one over, see, I'm up here, all right. If I turn this one over, the whole point also is for you to have a nice, neat finish on the back, so that you don't have tons and tons of wires. You have a nice looking pendant from the front and from the back. So it's, you know, it's about getting that. So people put the pendants up, and from both sides it looks nice.
It's really professional, isn't it? Really.
This one here was just a cabochon. It's not on a DVD, just to clarify, but this is done with a cabochon. It was actually did it as my challenge on the day to try and mimic something that, you know, you could achieve if you played about. It's something that we might look into trying to do something similar with that, but you just have to treat it a little bit differently. But it's just those weaves will hold your stones in.
They're fab, incredible. Get this DVD as well. You might as well if you've got the other one, and you've got all of the wire today in the kits, all of these cabochons. It's well worth having this, having a go at this one as well. And let us know how you get on. ETTY45 is your code for this one. 0800 644 655. Lots of you checking this out. Incredible. When we come back after the break, we've got a last chance saloon for you. Very, very limited quantities. Go and get yourself a fresh cuppa. We've got about an hour and a bit left with you. Price slashing, that's what we're doing. You need to sit down, you need to get yourself a fresh brew, get yourself comfy. It's going to be crazy. I'll see you in just a few.
The first C we look for is colour. The colour of a gemstone refers to the hue, tone, and more importantly, the even saturation of colour within the gemstone. This can make the difference between a poor stone and a highly exquisite gem, being highly sought after by collectors worldwide. Secondly, we look for clarity. Almost all gemstones can contain some type of inclusions formed during crystallization. Some gemstones, for example emerald, are acceptable with inclusions, whilst others are graded on how clean they are. Then we look for carat. Gemstones are always measured in carat weight when cut, and commonly in grams as rough. Additionally, there are 100 points in every carat, so every point counts. And last but definitely not least, we come to cut. The cut is the most misunderstood and underestimated of the 4 C's. The cut should never be confused with the shape of the gemstone. This is the 3-dimensional form, whilst the cut is the direct manipulation of the gemstone's facets by the lapidrist. Many factors are involved here, including the vision, experience and expertise of the lapidrist. If accomplished perfectly, a truly exquisite gemstone can be crafted into a work of art.
Owning a strand of genuine gemstones is always exciting, but being able to use it in your handcrafted jewellery, then passing it on to its new owner with proof of its authenticity is even more incredible. Why not add one of our printed authenticity cards to your order for just 50p and share that same feeling with your customers? You can also access online authenticity certificates for items you have previously ordered by looking at your order history on your account details. The certificate gives you valuable information about your purchase and is your guarantee of quality and peace of mind from the Genuine Gemstone Company.
Our commitment here at Jewellery Maker is to provide you with genuine gemstones. Many places might not be able to do that, but we want to guarantee it. So how do we do it? We go to the laboratories and we get tests. We have our own in-house gemologists that can guarantee that when we say genuine gemstones, that's exactly what you're getting.
Welcome back. We've got about an hour with you actually, left with you today before the lovely Vicky Field joins you and takes you through the late show. Did you just say chrome dioxide? Oh. There's not going to be many of these. Oh my gosh, last chance saloon for you. This is, I'm trying to think of the number of times I've had chrome dioxide. Do you know what? I don't know if I've ever had it here at Jewellery Maker. I'm really not sure. This is my number 2 gemstone, by the way. Emerald is number 1, chrome dioxide is number 2. Love this. Do you know what? It's been ages. It's been absolutely ages since I've bought you this gemstone. It's just incredible. The colour is phenomenal. The vividness, the saturation of colour is incredible. This is an incredibly rare gemstone. It really is very, very difficult for us to mine. The mine that this, I'm just going to check actually, Helena, that this is from Siberia before I go into the mine spiel. Just to double check. I don't think there's anywhere else. I think it's one of the location we had it from. Really? Okay then. We've got Brazil as our location on this one. Yeah, it could be. Chrome dioxide generally we get from Siberia, a gemstone that can only be mined for a couple of months of the year. Do you know what? This is so limited and you're absolutely flying in. 290 carats of a collector's. Look at that vividness of colour. That is phenomenal. Anonymous in Cardiff, Michael in South Yorkshire, you've got yours. Anonymous in West Midlands, Carol in Suffolk. To get a gemstone with this colour that is completely natural is phenomenal. No treatment whatsoever. Look, do you know what? I think we should have gone $49.95. And I think they still would have sold out. That is, and that's an absolute steal. Hold those lines, unbelievable. Stay where you are. Okay, Imperial Topaz. Ooh, hello. These are divine. Look at these for luxury. Helen, did you say you love these? I love Imperial Topaz. Again, a gemstone that I don't get to bring you very often. A gemstone, again, very limited. It's easy to see why, isn't it? They are beautiful, very regal gemstone. I always think royalty, I always think regalness with Imperial Topaz. We're talking high-end topaz here. So beautiful. The colour is just incredible. I'm loving those subtle hues that you get there. Very autumnal. Great with your mookaite. I think this will look fab with those gemstones where you get those rich berry reds, those gorgeous coffees, those cream hues with the gemstone. Aren't these so delicate? 35 carats of your Imperial Topaz you've got here. Absolutely stunning. stunning. 35 carats. Oh, never. It's no wonder we're last of stock. Oh my gosh, you have a 30 centimetre strand here. They are sizable. That's a really sizable strand, isn't it? And 2x1 to 3x2 millimetres in size, £11.95. I ask you. I love these. Do you know what? Simply restranded, delicate bracelet. How pretty does that look? Little charm in there. Do you remember the charms that we had earlier, the rose charms? One of your solid sterling silver charms that you've got at home? Do you know what? It's Imperial Topaz. It deserves solid sterling silver. It really, really does. EFSY69 is your code for this one. 0800 644 655. Love that. Wow. Do you know what? Being spoilt today. Malachite, again, a gemstone that we don't have very often. I was in London, it's probably actually, when I was there, the time that I'm talking about, it's probably about a year ago now. In London, I was in Harrods. And you know there's lots of designer concessions there. You know, you've got Van Cleef & Arpels, you've got Tiffany's, you've got Boodles, all of those. I was in one of those concessions, one of those boutiques in Harrods. And there was a malachite necklace. Now for me, I was like, wow, yikes, malachite, designer boutique, incredible. In that store, I was looking at this necklace. And I think it was, I'm assuming it was white gold. There's no way it could have been that price tag in silver. And there was a bit of malachite in there. Not a fraction of the carat weight that we're looking at here, 200 carats. That necklace that I was looking at was in 5 figures. Yeah. Do you know what? I can't remember the exact price. I want to say £45,000. It was mega bucks, and I have never ever seen malachite priced like that before. I was absolutely shocked. Couldn't believe it. This gemstone, though, do you know what? I can't remember the last time I had it. I know I've had it before here at Jewellery Maker, but again, this is like a collector's choice hour. Look at the banding in those hearts. They are gorgeous. Emerald green hues. No two are the same here because of that beautiful banding that you've got in every gemstone. The hearts, the stars, whether it be in findings, whether it be in gemstones, so popular. Absolutely flying off your craft stalls they are. ZP, GP, 90, 200 carats, 12 millimetres in size. Wouldn't they make gorgeous earrings, Laura? Just perfect, aren't they?
Perfect earrings, ring. I think that is something that I would use singly, or you know, as a pair of earrings. So, you know, a ring, a little focal on a bracelet, or a little pendant, or wire wrapped pendant. But make sure that that was exposed, that you could see it was a heart and exactly what it was.
They're gorgeous. I love that colour as well. It's emerald green. Love it. You got 2, 4, 6, 8. Oh, hang on a minute. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Approximately 38 gemstones there. That's a lot of earrings, isn't it? They're gorgeous. I just love this gemstone. It's the colour for me, it's the banding, it's the individuality. You're getting the colour of emerald, you're getting the individuality of emerald, but you're not getting an emerald price tag, are you? £29.95. We've got 4 chances left. Quite a few of you with these in baskets. You're not all going to do it, so you do need to be checking out. If you're on those phone lines, just push your number 1 button and make sure that you are getting this. That's an incredible, incredible price tag. Oh, red spinel. Of course, this is low stock. If we had 100 of these, that'd be incredible, wouldn't it? No such luck. No such luck. Red spinel, the master of disguise. This gemstone often mistaken for a ruby. Now, we were talking about the Imperial State Crown earlier on. Just above the Cullinan diamond sits the Black Prince's ruby. Often thought, or was used to think it was a ruby. It's not, it's a spinel. It's actually red spinel. Now, this is Burmese red spinel. Now, Burma has given the world some of the most incredible gemstones, including your Burmese ruby, including your Burmese spinel. Check out your colour. Were we down to single figures on quantity for this one? Yes. Single figure quantity, not going to be enough. This, see, I just said collector's choice. Exactly, red spinel. When was the last time have you ever seen this before at Jewellery Maker? Because I haven't. Look at that colour. How sumptuous is that colour? Oh my gosh, it's glowing from the inside, this gemstone. So delicate. And do you know what, as far as red spinel goes, I have to say, this is an incredible strand. For me with red spinel, it's got to be delicate. It's got to be feminine. We've absolutely nailed it with this strand. They are phenomenal. We're going to price drop it. Wow, I don't really like that. Do you know, I wish we'd have played Guess the Price before Helena brought that price tag in, because knowing what I know about this gemstone, knowing the rarity of red spinel, you'll know if you're a watcher here at the Genuine Gemstone Company across all of our channels, you know, you don't get to see red spinel very often at all. 10 carats, this for me, this is, you know, up there with your few hundred carat tanzanite strands. This is like a £99 strand for me, even here at Jewellery Maker. If you have this in your basket, I would be checking this out very, very quickly. Barbara in Somerset. 10 carats of red spinel. Look at that colour. That is just beautiful. With your pearls. Imagine this with your tanzanite. Oh, what a match made in heaven. SIGZ78 is your code for this one. Lauren in North Yorkshire, you're there as well. We're down to single figures. That is just incredible. Do you know what? Get this home. We're in for a good week weather-wise, so they say, whoever they are. But apparently, the sun's going to be shining. The best possible way that you can view your gemstones is in natural daylight. Whatever that gemstone, whether it display fire, whether it have incredible colour, whether it have beautiful brilliance, whether it have labradorescence, whether it, you know, take them outside. Take them outside. Look at the colours. Look at the light within that gemstone. If you are not 110% satisfied, I want you to send it back. Again. Like, literally, honestly, we should have called it Collector's Choice. Now, we're going to pink tourmaline. Pink tourmaline. Oh my gosh. Oh my days, I don't believe it. Right. Oh, this is gorgeous. Do you know what? With the chromed up side that we had earlier on, have a look at this. Oh, dreamy. That is just incredible. Pink tourmaline, beautiful. We were talking about this just the other day, actually. Pink tourmaline here at the Genuine Gemstone Company. It's one of those gemstones that quite often you would find in a Lyrique. A Lyrique being a one-of-a-kind or one of very few, one of limited edition. Lyrique collection here at the Genuine Gemstone Company kind of goes for high 3 figures, maybe even 4 figures in some cases. It's one of those gemstones. The colour here, dusky pink, that is beautiful. If there was a shade of pink that I could pick, it would be this shade. It is just so divine. It really is gorgeous dusky pink. Blush pinks you've got there, beautiful nugget strand. You have a massive 85 carats in your double strand. Nuggets I think are fab for earrings. I really do. Cluster earrings, they just look phenomenal. This is just so pretty. Laura, what do you do with your nuggets?
I do like to make things like the little chips.
Yeah, eat them with chips. I see where you were going with that one.
Don't recommend you eat them, but yeah, no, the little trees of lives are really nice, and also to make like that, to me makes me think of maybe prom jewellery or bridesmaid jewellery. You can make a really lovely special bridesmaid, matron of honour, you know, if it's your colour theme, or prom, make that special piece for that person, because that's very you know, you can imagine that with a lovely sort of prom dress, couldn't you? A nice little subtle tiara or something. There's tons that you can do with chips and nuggets, and I think people don't realise quite how much you can do with them. You know, they just, I love them. They're such a beautiful shade of pink.
They are, aren't they? They're not, the thing is as well, they're not like any other gemstone. You know, sometimes, like, you know, you might look at chromed up side and think it's green tourmaline. You know, there's sometimes you look at gemstones and you can mistake them for other gemstones, but this It's not like any other gemstone, is it? That colour is just incredible. Maria in South Yorkshire, Tracy in Yorkshire, you've got yours. Alison in County Tyrone, Ninetta in Wiltshire, you're all there as well. Simply re-stranded over your maxi dress. That is just phenomenal. 0800 644 655 should be price. Is not your price today, just because it's Monday. $10.95. Monday madness indeed. That is incredible. Helena's off to see Fleetwood Mac tonight. She's getting ready. What time are you going, Helena? Starts at 8. Have you got seats or you standing? She doesn't know. She doesn't care. She just knows she's going to be in the same room as Fleetwood Mac. Right by the stage. You hope. If you haven't got a seat at the back. $10.95. You have got the right day, haven't you? Yeah, I've done that before. Went to see Coldplay on the wrong day. Yeah, and it wasn't a day early. I was a day late. Gutted. Luckily, they were doing another gig that night at the same venue, so I just had to buy tickets off somebody outside. And I was right at the back, and the tickets that I did have were right at the front. Oh. Silly me. I just had my son. He was like 5 weeks old. I got baby brain. That's what it was. Wow. You know, I mentioned, a few 100 carats of tanzanite. I had this before. And we're down to the last 4 chances. 5. Last 5 chances. Now, I think this is the biggest, in fact it is, it's the biggest carat weight of tanzanite I've ever brought to you in any design of jewellery, in any strand of tanzanite. 300 carats. Now, how we can do this, I do know. We're a family-run company, we'll go direct to the source wherever possible. I know that, and I understand. I just don't get it. Because 300 carats of tanzanite, you know, for some people in the trade, 300 carats of tanzanite could be their entire parcel. That could be all they're buying. Who knows? Next week, next month, next year, the only parcel that we might be able to get could be less than 300 carats. This gemstone is so thin on the ground right now, rumoured to be approximately 1,000 metres down into Tanzanite 1, and what's coming out of the mine is of very, very poor quality right now. Prices have gone up 200 to 300% for this gemstone in the last 12 to 18 months. Steve came back from India. Steve, our CEO here at the Genuine Gemstone Company, came back from India. I'm probably looking about 6 months ago now. And he came back, the first thing he did was send an email out. And he said, I've just come back from India, and that's the first time in 8 years that I've come back with no tanzanite. None. And the reason being is because the quality that was coming out of the mine was so poor, and it was still at premium price tags because there's such a lack of this gemstone. So Steve just made the decision, you know what, I'm just not going to go there. I'm not bringing my customers bad quality at premium prices. It's not going to happen. Luckily for you, we've got this kind of jet lag effect whereby all the tanzanite that you see here set into jewellery, all of the strands that you see here at Jewellery Maker, is tanzanite that we got a couple of years ago. We secured amazing deals then, so we're still going to pass those deals on to you. And we've still got that quality there as well. To be able to get 300 carats of this gemstone, imagine, can you imagine, if I'm sat here in 10 years' time, let's say, let's just say, you know, I'm sat here in 10 years' time, or any presenter is saying, do you remember, we used to have strands that were 300 carats of tanzanite. For new bidders tuning in right now, they could be like, what? 300 carats? No, don't be so silly. 300 carats of tanzanite in one strand. For some of you that have this strand already, and for those of you coming in today to purchase this, you will be laughing. You will be laughing. Imagine, let's just say tanzanite is not found anywhere else, because it's only been found in one place in the entire world so far. That's Tanzanite 1, foothills of Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania. Since 1967, it's not been found anywhere else in the world. If it's not found anywhere else in the world, and this mine depletes, and we get that news in a week, in a month, in a year, whatever, What do you think is going to happen to the prices? They're not going to go down, are they? There are so many of you that have come in to buy tanzanite just because it's tanzanite. Not to set into jewellery, just to keep it for the next 10 years, for the next 20 years. A family heirloom piece, just to pass on. 300 carats of tanzanite. 10mm rounds. The most beautiful cornflower blue hues you've got here. That is incredible. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40. Approximately 40 gemstones. If I were to simply take 2 of these gemstones, so we'll be looking at per gemstone, we'd be looking at about, there's approximately 40 gemstones there. Approximately 6 carats, I think, per gemstone. Ooh, 7.5, I was close. My maths is improving, isn't it? Okay, 7.5 carats per gemstone. Okay. If I'm buying this strand and I'm popping 2 of these gemstones into earrings on my craft stall, 7.5 carats of tanzanite in earrings, knowing what I know today, £120 easily. Easily for 2 of these gemstones. Get your authenticity certificate with this strand. You've got 300 carats of tanzanite and you are about to get, oh my gosh. Tanzanite at this moment in time, I don't care where we're buying it from or who's buying it, it shouldn't be less than £1 a carat in any circumstances. £197.95 for 300 carats of tanzanite. Do you know what I'd love to see? I'd love to see this simply restranded, solid sterling silver clasp, and a valuation. Oh my, can you imagine the valuation? Can you imagine the valuation? Okay, so a pair of earrings, 2 gemstones, £120, Helena, I'm going with. £120, there's 20 pairs of earrings here. That is, for me, personally, it's entirely up to you what you price yours at. Knowing what I know about tanzanite, £120 for a pair of earrings, minimum. That's £2,500 in that strand for me as earrings. That is an incredible holiday. Oh my gosh, that's quite a few holidays actually. I don't know what, if there's one left, I'm buying this strand. 0800 644 655 KOPO03. Ooh. It's one of those, isn't it? Yeah, that needs to be stroked. You need to look after that strand. Wowzers. Okay. Oh my gosh, is that apatite on there? I think I've just spied some apatite. Have a look at this. Wow, love these chains, so pretty. So much of the work has already been done for you here. It's fantastic. Solid sterling silver chain as well you've got here. Gold plated 925, a metre long chain with 20 carats, no less, of rose quartz. Thank you very much. 20 carats of rose quartz, incredible. Solid sterling silver chain, you've got a metre long. So with a metre length, you could, if you wanted to, get 2 16-inch necklaces and a 7-inch bracelet or anklet if you wanted to. I think you can get 6 or 7 bracelets out of that as well. They're gorgeous, aren't they? Just a simple strand of this with a charm, and that is all you need. Very delicate, very, very pretty indeed. Gorgeous, so feminine. USUD 80 is your code for this one. 0800 644 655. That is a metre length that you've got there. Laura, would you put this with anything else? Would you add anything to it, or would you kind of leave it as it is? Because quite spectacular by itself, isn't it?
It's a bit of a catch one, that one. I'm not sure, because I would want to add it to maybe a nice, delicate cabochon wrapped pendant. But then I'd also want to just have it as it is. So it's something I probably would have to get a couple of, because I could you know, layer it up.
I love that. That layered look is very on trend at the moment, isn't it? That layered look, really, really popular. And if you follow any of your big designers on any of your social networking sites, you know, Instagram, Facebook, all that, you probably see lots of pictures. There is very much a theme of late of less is more with designers. There really is. And you know what? This chain hits the nail on the head as far as that is concerned. Eileen in Greater London, Mary in Lancashire, you've got yours. Do you know what? We're going to go down to, Do you know what? Normally, when it comes to solid sterling silver chains, the metre long ones, we're normally $19.95, $17.95 at push. We're $14.95 for you today for solid sterling silver. That is an incredible, incredible deal. Brenda in County Durham, you're there, congratulations. Eileen in Greater London, you've got 2 of these, you see. Maybe thinking along the lines of our Laura. I'd have to multi-buy because I want to leave one just as it is, maybe layer that look up, and then maybe incorporate it into another design as well. Incredible. Heather in the Highlands, congratulations to you. You've got yours. Hold those lines. That's gorgeous. Yes. That's the way to do it. There's like no pressure by me saying, oh, is that appetite I spot over there? Helena's like, should we do the appetite then? Wow. Right, Helena. I've got the right strand, right? Did you refer to this as sky blue? Not for me. Look at that colour. Oh my gosh, that is almost neon, isn't it? That's almost neon apatite that we're looking at there. Are you thinking the Maldives? Are you thinking the Bahamas? Oh, yes, please. Oh my gosh, that colour is just incredible. Now, this colour, for lots of you that are collectors, you'll know this already. You may have heard me say it before. If you've ever heard of a gemstone called Paraiba tourmaline, this is the colour that Paraiba tourmaline dreams to be. Anne Ruth Lynette, fellow presenter here at the Genuine Gemstone Company, she actually has a Paraiba this colour. And honestly, you just don't see many of them. Paraiba tourmaline, one of the most collectible gemstones on the planet, one of the rarest of all of your tourmalines as well. If this were Paraiba tourmaline that we were looking at here, it would probably be locked up in a cabinet, let's put it that way, at this carat weight and this colour. Yeah, it would be. The colour is phenomenal. Summer, oh my gosh. You know, if there is anything that makes you want to go on holiday, it is apatite. This is just, for me, one of the most beautiful gemstones on the planet. I absolutely love this gemstone. Look at that colour. Jam-packed, absolutely gem-heavy, this strand. Look at those drops. Delicate earrings, they'd be beautiful, wouldn't they? 5 or 6 of these in a cluster. You could use those drops as petals, couldn't you, in a ring? Maybe use those as the petals, a citrine in the centre there. Oh my gosh, wouldn't that look gorgeous? That would look so pretty. I love this. I want this strand. How many do we have? Not many. Not many, unfortunately. You need to be getting involved now. Get this home. 3x3 to 11x5 millimetres in size. 24 centimetre strand. Look at that colour. For me, again, this is collectors. This is high end. This is pure luxury we're looking at as far as gemstones go here. $59.95, great price tag. Nowhere near. Anonymous in Greater Yorkshire, that'll be West Yorkshire and Greater Manchester. 2 anonymouses. £17.95. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. There's a good 60 to 80 gemstones in this strand. They are stunning. That colour is incredible. Citrine, amethyst. Oh my gosh, amethyst look dreamy. Rose quartz, again, rose quartz with this gemstone would look fab, wouldn't it? MQRU01, anonymous in Yorkshire, Tamsin in Somerset, you've just joined me as well. I'd have to get a couple of these. I really, really would. I love that chunky look in a bracelet. Absolutely jam-packed. Of course she would. Producer Dion would love this strand. She loves anything blue. Anything blue. I tell you what, I don't even think she could go this low on price. £17.95. Isabel in Angus, you've just joined me as well. Congratulations to you. I want one of those. Aquamarine. Ooh. Do you know what, this gemstone for me, and I do this all the time, you'll notice whatever industry you work in, you look at prices, competitors, you know, the same thing elsewhere. I walk around the high street and look in jewellers all the time. You know, it's just one of those things, doesn't it? It's one of those things. Now, aquamarine, for me, aquamarine and topaz, two gemstones I cannot believe the price tags of on the high street. I don't know how they get away with it, but they do. I've seen the smallest carat weights of aquamarine set into jewellery well into 3 figures. You know, I'm talking points, not even a carat of this gemstone in 3 figures. Again, we're looking at an absolutely colossal carat weight here, 35 carats of your aquamarine, 3x1 to 6x3 millimetres in size, 18 centimetre strand you've got here. Really delicate blue hues. This is a great thing about aquamarine. You get so much sparkle, you get so much brilliance. The pink tourmaline that we had earlier on would look phenomenal with this aquamarine. Delicate blues, dusky pinks. Isn't that gorgeous? I love that. The shapes that you've got here, the rondelles that you've got here, perfect for earrings. Graduate those into earrings, maybe 5 or 6 of those in the drop. They're going to look phenomenal, aren't they? 3x1 to 6x3 millimetres in size. Oh yes, they're going to sparkle beautifully as earrings as well. There's certain gemstones for me where I'm like, yeah, it's going to have to be earrings. With aquamarine, because it's a very light gemstone, it's a very bright gemstone, which means you get a lot of light within the gemstone, which we refer to as brilliance. So when you get movement, you get a lot of sparkle. And that's why I'm thinking earrings with these. They would look incredible. If this were a bracelet, simply re-stranded, wow. Just one charm on there, maybe? How pretty. Look, you can see the light, can't you, from within those gemstones? They are glowing. YJJ N28 is your code for this one. Janice in Sussex, well done, you've checked out. Oh, never. Okay. Helena said, you know what, I'm going out tonight. I'm just going to go lowest ever price. She might have a bit of a fluffy head tomorrow. £13.95. If this is what she's doing today, can you imagine what she's going to be doing tomorrow? She'll be here in body, but not in mind. No way. Anonymous in West Yorkshire, Isabel in Angus, Amanda in Northamptonshire. Well done, Rennie in Tyne-and-Wear. You've all got these in your baskets for aquamarine. That is a phenomenal carat weight. With your amethyst, that's what I was going to say. I was thinking along the lines of aquamarine. It is aquamarine, Hannah. Amethyst. That's what I was looking for. It was an A gemstone. Forgive me, there's a lot of gemstones out there and I have been working with them for a long time. Amethyst with this gemstone, your citrine with this gemstone, the blue apatite that we had. Oh, look at those blues. Do you know what? Because of that incredible colour in your aquamarine, because of that lightness, it's going to absorb any colour that's sit next to it beautifully. Some real earthy hues there. Wow. Gorgeous. Do you know what, Helena? If I'd really studied this hour, I would have said to you, can we call it collector's choice? I really would have. Fire opal now. Fire opal. Unbelievable. Oh my, and this is a long strand that you've got here as well. Incredible colours. Burning oranges, beautiful yellows in there, red hues in there as well. Your jasper with this, your carnelian would look incredible. Your mookaite, wow. Isn't that just phenomenal? Again, really big strand, 30 centimetre strand we're looking at here. There's a lot of fire opal there. Look at that glow. In fact, with the aquamarine, they'd look fab, wouldn't they? They're phenomenal. A very collectible gemstone. As far as opals go, we see Ethiopian opals sometimes. In fact, we don't see any opals very often at all here at Jewellery Maker. Really lucky to be getting your fire opal of this quality as well. That is just fantastic. Laura, what would you put with these? What would you do with this strand?
Pretty much what I'm doing with this lovely sapphire, what I did with that spinel. To me, I just think they're lovely accent beads, you know, how we did it in the in that first design inspiration where you just put a couple across in a weave, against, not necessarily against a cabochon. You can just do it in open weaves if you want to. You could make a really beautiful bracelet. just get two pieces of probably 1.5 and 0.4. Hopefully that should go through it.
Yeah.
And just weave it and just have that whole bracelet filled. I would say a 0.4, not 0.25, because it might be a bit vulnerable.
Yeah.
But how amazing would that? And you could go in the sections as well, so you could have it sort of shaded and the darker bits in the middle.
Oh, that would look. Do you think you could do that in half an hour? Should we give you another challenge? Do you know what? She's not finished the challenge she's got yet. Poor Laura. 0800 644 655 GYRU05. Let's take this down. Anonymous in London, well done to you. You've got yours, but do you know what? You're not going to be paying £24.95 because we're going even lower. Nobody pays any more than anybody else. Everybody only pays that final low closing price tag today, £16.95. I love that. Probably shouldn't be doing this, but you've done it now, Helena. So, you know, maybe think before you press the buttons. That might be a good start. 0800 644 655. Rosemary in Somerset, you're there. Well done. Heidi in Cambridgeshire, you've just done me. Look at that glow from these gemstones. They are spectacular. Gorgeous drops there. Not drops, I beg your pardon, rondelles there. They're stunning, aren't they? Maybe you'd like to take this strand apart. Maybe get all your colours together. Your really deep oranges there, your more yellow hues, your whiter opals in there as well. Oh my God, do you know what, this is for me again a strand that I'd have to multi-buy, because I want to leave one strand just as it is, simply restrand it with all those gorgeous colours in, but then I think, you know, I might want to take some of those really orange gemstones there and make a pair. Gosh, the glow is ridiculous from up here. Wow. Get it home, have a look again, outside, natural daylight. Amanda in Northamptonshire, you have got to, I don't blame you. Tam's in Wadden, Heidi, Anonymous, Rosemary, you're there as well. Congratulations to you. I love that strand. I tell you what I do love, these. Now, we had these a while ago and I was just absolutely besotted with this gemstone. You can see straight away how this gemstone gets its name. It's just so unique. The colour is mouth-watering. It's like watermelon, isn't it? Oh, look at those. Look how unique this gemstone is. It's like you've got little crystals, like some crystallization going on within the gemstone there. Just one of these statement piece in a ring. Have a look at that. Let's just pop that there. Look at that. Oh, and that colour. Gorgeous, isn't it? They're so unique. They're so individual, these gemstones. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, look at this one here. Do you know what? I might have this one in a pendant. Like I have a choice. I might have this one. Isn't that gorgeous? They're all so unique, so different. That colour is fabulous. XUBX75 is your code for this one. Do you know what? You could make the entire suite, couldn't you? 2 smaller ones at the end there you could use in earrings, couldn't you? You could have your wirework wrap ring there as well. The pendant, you could have one of these in a bangle, couldn't you? I love them. I absolutely love the uniqueness of this gemstone. It's one of those that's going to stop people in their tracks, isn't it? You know, whether it be on your craft stall or whether you're wearing it yourself, it's going to be a talking point. It's one of those that actually, other than Jewellery Maker, I've never ever seen this before. Not in a high street store, not on our sister channels. It's phenomenal. So individual, so beautiful. And that colour. Imagine this with your chromed upside. Watermelon colours. Oh, love those. £11.95. Hillary in County Durham, you've got yours. Tracy in Yorkshire, you've just checked out as well. Congratulations to you. 0800 644 655. Okay. Your pyrite. Now, we had some pyrite earlier on. It was really, really popular. These are fabulous. Do you know what? These would make great spaces, wouldn't they? They really would. Making your other strand go a little bit further, adding that little bit of bling to a design as well. Look at these. They are gorgeous. Incredible lustre from your pyrite there. Wowzers. Check out the sparkle. 50 carats of your pyrite faceted rondelles here. 3x2. 30 centimetre strand, completely natural. Oh my gosh, I love these. Laura, what would you put these with? I've got some hematite. They'd look quite good as spaces with the hematite, wouldn't they?
Oh, that's gorgeous, isn't
Whole
it?
lot of bling there.
And also that other strand of pyrite you had, the one on the end there.
Ah, of course.
That would look really lovely with that.
Look at that. This should have been a bundle, shouldn't it?
That's gorgeous, isn't it? Yeah. But
Wow.
I think you could put them with anything because of the colour of them, because of the sparkle of them. You know, you could put them with those peach pearls that you had at the very beginning, and that would really jazz it up a little bit. You could put it with the apatite, you know, the aquamarine, anything. It's just going to give it that bit of a different contrast.
Yeah.
In look, you know, it's just going to change the tone of the stone it's with.
Absolutely. Look at that sparkle. They're just gorgeous, aren't they? Even just these on their own, actually, in earrings would look phenomenal, wouldn't they? Really, really delicate. They're beautiful. They are 3 by 2 millimeters in size. Well done to Pauline in the Western Midlands. Yeah, that's what I meant to say, in the West Midlands, and I said West the Midlands. You know what I mean. The West, the Midlands. Supriya in Kent, you've got 2 of these. Congratulations to you. Aren't they gorgeous? Do you know what? Pretty much any gemstone, these are going to work really, really well. It's adding that little bit of zhuzh, that little bit of sparkle, that little bit of pizzazz. Gorgeous. Wow, we are going low on these. Really, really low. Last in stock, low quantity. You're gonna have to be quick. Anita in Greater London, you've just joined me on the website. Good afternoon to you. $6.95. Do you know what? Any design, these are just gonna look fab, aren't they? They really are. Look at that sparkle, really glamorous. With the black spinel as well that we had in the kit earlier on, they'd look incredible. Do you remember those black spinel? Oh, black spinel and pyrite. That's a reason to go out, isn't it? Reason to sort a night out. Jacqueline in Warwickshire, Anonymous in Devon, Tracy in Yorkshire, Janice in Sussex, well done to you. Leslie in Lancashire, Anonymous in West Yorkshire, you've just joined me as well. You're absolutely loving this strand. I'd be getting a couple of these if I could. I'm using them as spaces, you know. They're going to be a great addition to any piece of jewellery, aren't they? They really will. $6.95. Unbelievable. Okie dokies, have a look at these. They do look a bit abalone, don't they? Those colours you can see. You've got some gorgeous pinks, oranges, greens coming through there as well. Beautiful shells. These are gorgeous earrings. They'd be fantastic for earrings, wouldn't they? Your black shell corner drilled flat hollow diamonds here, approximately 18 millimeters in size. I'm just going to measure the hole there for you, just to see. Okay, so it is approximately 6 millimeters. So I'd probably go with a 4 millimeter gemstone in the centre there for you. Wow, look at those colours. They are phenomenal, really, really pretty. Now you've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 individual gemstones. Laura, what would you do with this strand? Would you put any gemstones in the centre there?
Well, yeah, I think I might in a pair of earrings.
Yeah.
I quite like them, as you say, as like a connector. So if you put head pins just going on the inside sort of centre part, you'd get that tiny little sort of flash of silver or copper, whatever colour you use, but you'd be able to make a connecting eye wrap loop on the other side. Okay. And then you can maybe put a plain gemstone in the middle. So you could put your gemstone in between the 2 connections and actually have them, you know, as they are, just to get that flash of something a bit different. Or you could fill them with that pyrite.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Imagine these with the pyrite. They look so... Do you know what? That's the great thing about that pyrite strand. They would go with absolutely anything. Tracy in Yorkshire, you've just got 2. Congratulations to you. HWGP20 is your code for these. These are phenomenal. In fact, you've got so many colours coming from these. Yeah, do you know what? I'm seeing the pinks there, and I'm thinking the pink tourmaline as well. You could put that, just use a head pin there and put the pink tourmaline through there. That'd look gorgeous, wouldn't they? $6.95. Again, add it to your order price tag for you today. If you've just tuned in, oh, do you know what? You've missed out on some incredible kits today. But we've got loads of treats right through till 9 p.m. this evening. Vicky will be with you very, very shortly, taking you through the late show until 9 o'clock this evening with lots more treats for you. Oh, it's Zena tonight, is it? Oh, it's our lovely Zena then. Not Vicky Field, I do beg your pardon. Zena taking through till 9 o'clock with probably, I know what she's like, she'll have been in the special cupboard. She's a one, she is, I tell you. She'll have lots of treats for you. Paula in Essex Anonymous in South Yorkshire, well done to you. Just make sure that you are confirming, make sure that you are checking out your baskets, because do remember, you haven't done it until you've confirmed. £6.95, ridiculous. Leatherette cord. This was really popular, wasn't it? When do we have lots of leatherette cord? What day is it today? I've no idea.
Monday.
Thanks, Laura. I literally just never know what day it is.
I don't know normally. It's only because I've had such a full-on weekend. I'm actually quite glad it's Monday again.
Oh, yes, she's like, you've had lots of children around,
lots
haven't
of
you?
birthday fun and shopping and...
Sounds like a good weekend.
It was a good weekend. I got a cool new phone.
Did you?
Yeah, it's super cool.
Why is it so cool? Helena was just like, yeah, it's so cool.
It is so cool. Because I never normally rave about my phones. I'm just like, yeah, it's a phone, whatever.
Yeah?
But only I can open it because it's like a fingerprint reader. And it has to be that certain finger. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I love it.
A lot of them do that now, don't they? Does it not? Yeah, mine doesn't, but the newer one of my phone does that. So yeah, you just can't... you can't... It does, yeah. It begins with the letter of the alphabet. Yeah. It's very clever, but this is the thing, technology. I used to work, like when mobile phones first came out, I worked in a mobile phone shop. And I sold my mum and dad my first ever phone. It was like a brick. It was like that. Hello? But you could see the keys then, at least, you know. Technology is absolutely balmy. I just dread to think where we're going to be, like, in 10, 15 years' time. I mean, tellies, they're like as thin as a piece of paper now as well. Like, do you know what I mean? That's just... I just don't get it. I was watching a programme the other day, actually. I have no idea what it was, or a film or something. And there were some kids in the film. Do you remember the old TVs that used to be that deep? And these kids walked into a room and was like, Dad, what is that? What is that box? They were massive. Yeah, it would take like a whole family to move the telly to the other side of the room when you're moving the room around. Incredible. I'd hold on to it, Helena. It might be worth some money. Yeah, it's a collector's item. Helen just said, we've still got one of those massive TVs. It's collector's, I tell you. It's bonkers, isn't it? And actually, when I went to the airport, and she's been there a while, actually, a hologram telling me which way to go through the airport.
Yeah, there's something like that at the train station.
Right, so now we are, you know, making people and, you know, taking away people's jobs, basically. That blew my mind. Now this, I thought was a joke. 3D printers, what on earth is that all about? My old director Mike was telling me about this. Somebody that went to space and they just 3D printed a mug or something in space. I was like, hang on a minute, what's going on? Yeah, they needed a mug, so they just 3D... I don't understand. I still don't understand it. You can just make something with a printer. I'll have a Jason Statham, please. Unbelievable. Anyways, back to the technology. Blows my mind. Even now, obviously I've just come back off holiday, and every time my dad, he's like, whoa, sounds like you're in the next room and you're halfway across the world. It blows his mind. You know, I can just dial another country and speak to him straight away. And that's just on the phone. That's without Skype and everything else. Oh my gosh. Anyways, festival fun. Yeah, festival fun, beautiful colours here. You've got your leatherette cord. These are fab, gorgeous, bright, beautiful colours. You've got your yellow, you've got your pink, you've got your orange, and you've got, I want to go teal. I'm looking for it on my list.
Turquoise.
Yeah, we're going with teal there. Gorgeous, isn't it? Really, really pretty. I'm loving this. Now, Laura, where would you go with all of these? What would you do?
I think that, you know, they're really, really cool. For me, I would probably... I'm not really very good with materials, like making it into something really cool. But macrame, you know, all of that is brilliant for me, for my type of work. I would use it to hang my pendants off of, because I love the fact that I would use, you know, like, for example, that copper, that labradorite that we had, that had all that shades of red in it. So I popped that on one of the corresponding sort of cords, and just have that to complement it, because you don't always want chain. So that for me is what I would use it for, but it has got so much more scope than that.
Yeah, and with all the cabochons that we've had today, these would be perfect, wouldn't they? Absolutely perfect for popping one of your cabochons in there. Then we've got a metre in each colour there as well, so that's just perfect, isn't it? Pop your cabochon on there, make yourself a wirework bail, and one of the cabochons, the amethyst that we've had the quartz, we've had the labradorite. There's been absolutely tons for you today. These are really fab, I think, really handy to have in your stash. Great for your festival fun, great for your children's pieces as well. Should be £11.70. Oh my days. Do you know what? This is well worth topping up your stash with. £6.95. £6.95. That is unreal. That's fab. I love that. Do you know what? You could use these as well. I have, I've got a bag. Do you remember the bag? I don't know if you remember the bag that Deb Rudge did with the big chain. I literally almost rugby tackled her. That's how far I went to try and get this bag off her, but she wouldn't let me have it. So I bought some chain and I've started making my own. I've got very far, but I was just thinking actually on your bags as well, this would be fab, wouldn't it? As your handle on your bags as well. Your little clutch bag, Helena, your little festival clutch bag. Helena's off to Glastonbury. I tell you what, she's living the life. Fleetwood Mac tonight, Glastonbury in a couple of weeks, Blur in a couple of weeks. She's a gig goer, Helena. Right, I haven't been to a good gig for ages. 800 644 655. Lots of you there with these in your baskets. Just make sure that you are checking out as soon as you possibly can. They're gorgeous. I love those colours. Could use those for the gents as well, couldn't you? Righty-ho. Ooh. Look at these. 3 strands, 3 double strands as well, so 6 if you like. Of your nuggets you've got here. These are great for topping up your stash. They really, really are. Always handy to have, I think. And this is a great thing. You can build loads and loads of these earrings. They just look incredible. Our Linda guested on Linda a couple of weeks ago made the most beautiful pair of fire opal earrings with the nuggets. So they just look gorgeous when they're all clustered together. They're stunning. You've got 170 carats of your pink opal plain nuggets there. 2x1 to 10x1 millimetres in size. 185 carats of your green amethyst there as well. 2x1 to 10x2, and you've got your magnesite, 300 carats of magnesite, 7x5 to 12x6 millimetres in size. That is a grand total of 345 655. Check me out. Oh no, I probably got it wrong, but around approximately 655 carats. That is a lot of genuine gemstones to be adding to your stash today, isn't it? Even if you only come in for this one order all day, that's a big, big carat weight. 0800 644 655. You want to perfect your tree of life? We had a little example earlier. Laura showed you one of the pendants that she'd done just using wire. You can incorporate nuggets into that design with your tree of life as well. It's perfect. Your nuggets are perfect for that, aren't they? 0800 644 655. Redonkulous. Just said the word redonkulous. You know what that means? VUGC15 should be £11.95. Simply restranded over your maxi dress. Do you know why? I was thinking magnesite in my head and I was trying to say maxi at the same time. I was just thinking that over your maxi dress would look incredible. £6.95. Wow. Per strand, if this was 6 strands, because you've got 3 double strands there, £1.16 per strand. That is incredible. I'm loving the pink opal. In fact, the pink opal and the magnesite together, very, very feminine, gorgeous. Loving those. 0800 644 655. That's like buy 1, get 2 free. Wow. I love a good deal, me. I love a good deal. I went to a massive garden place over the weekend, and I was just going to get some things for my hanging baskets and the garden furniture. It was 30% off the display because they're taking away half the store to build an Asda, as you do. 30% off. I was like, oh, I like that one. I think we'll have a new garden set. Let's get a new garden set. Well, we were having barbecues over the weekend, and that was my excuse to my other half. Beast never told me off. 30%, that's a lot of money off, isn't it, a garden set? I love a good deal, me. I would totally be dialing if I was sat where you are sat right now. £6.95. You see, sometimes you don't need an excuse. This is a reason to come in, isn't it, and shop with us today. Lorraine in Kent, Eileen, you're there, Kay in the West Midlands, Linda in the West Midlands, Anne-Marie in Merseyside, Kerry in Derbyshire, you've just joined me as well. If you're not dialing yet, do it now. Make sure you're filling your baskets. These deals are too good to be missing out on. Do you know what that reminds me? I forgot. I was going to try and find the Jewellery Makers Anonymous help group on Facebook, and I forgot to try and find it. Apparently, it does exist, and it is there. Have you found it, Laura?
No, I don't know. I might be. Yeah, I just think I'm in it. I don't know. I get added to a few groups, so I don't really know.
No idea.
But my every workshop I do sounds like a Jewellery Anonymous.
Wow.
Hi, my name is Laura, and I'm addicted to gemstones.
Yeah. See, she can't even admit it. Laura, once you admit it, you're halfway there. It's fine. Yeah, apparently there's a help group. I'm going to have a look later on. I keep forgetting to. I think we all need help. I think Helena needs help. $6.95. It's no wonder there's been a help group set up. Margaret in West Yorkshire, Lorraine in Kent, Eileen, Kay, you need to check out your baskets. VUGC15. Wowzers. Gorgeous. Where did I get these from? No idea. I'll just pop them back there. Ooh. Silver findings. Yes, please. Look at these. Okay, I'm just going to turn some of those over for you so you can see the luster from those. Butterfly backings with these as well. These are gorgeous. Do you know what? Just as they are as stud earrings, these really are pretty. They're gorgeous. Silver, the most lustrous of all of your precious metals. So even without any gemstones, you get so much luster. They are stunning, aren't they? Look at those for a contemporary look. That brushed silver work as well really does give them that designer edge. Now, every single one, 925 stamped. I'm just going to turn that over for you so you can see the back of that. Can you see your 925 stamp on there? There's your 925 stamp right in the centre there. Solid sterling silver, that's going to add value to any piece of jewellery, no matter what gemstones that you're using, particularly when it comes to earrings. I say this a lot, and the reason that I say it is because I do have allergies. So when it comes to earrings especially, I can't wear anything that isn't a precious metal or that's been rhodium plated. So when it comes to earrings, I think whatever gemstones you're using, if your budget will let you stretch to solid sterling silver findings, then absolutely do it. They're gorgeous, aren't they? Solid 925 sterling silver, your square earring findings, 10 millimetres inside. You've got 3 pairs there. The tanzanite that we had, the huge tanzanites. Do you remember me saying 2 of those for me, £120 easily? They're really sizable, aren't they? And as you can see there, and you've got your little hole on the back there to attach your jump ring to as well, if you want to add your gemstones on there. You could really get some fantastic gemstones on there, couldn't you? Because they're quite sizable findings, whether it be your delicate gemstones, a big cluster of your delicate gemstones kind of cascading down. Maybe it might be some chain on there. You want to add some chain onto a jump ring and a couple of gemstones on the end there, create that long drop in an earring. 3 pairs is what you're going to get here. Solid sterling silver, 925, £9.95. That's like £3 and a bit each. Wow, for solid sterling silver. Incredible deal. Whoops, Sarah in the Isle of Man, you've just joined me. Congratulations to you. Make sure you're checking out as soon as you can. I'm loving that brush finish there. If you have a look at a lot of Italian designs, you'll see a lot of them with brushed finishes, whether it be silver, whether it be gold. Very high-end look. That is a very high-end look, isn't it? £9.95. That's not a high-end price tag. Barbara in Somerset, you've just joined me as well. Congratulations to you. 0800 644 655. Crazy. Crazy agate. Wow. Crazy agate. Gorgeous. Let's have a little look. See, just pop those back. Okay. Ooh. Look at these. Huge ovals. These are massive. Look at these. I like these. Do you know what? You could put any gemstone at all with these, but they are sizable enough to work all by themselves, aren't they? Whether it be earrings, one of these in a pendant maybe, one of these in a ring, wire wrapped ring there. That'd look gorgeous, wouldn't it? I love those. They're so sizable. 20 by 15 millimetres in size, 230 carats. of your grey crazy agate. I love that. It's like we just dropped that word in there, grey crazy agate. That crazy agate. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20 individual gemstones you've got there. Really sizable, 230 carats. That's a big old carat weight, isn't it? Actually, just restranded by themselves, they'd look really nice in the summer, wouldn't they? Really light, really airy. I like that look. What would you do with these then, Laura?
Oh, they're ideal for that infinity pendant DVD. Perfect for that. And again, you could, because of the colourway of them, because they've got that lovely neutral colour, any metal would work with it. You could add your little accent beads in the side in the weave if you want to. Just that's my ideal stone.
Perfect, isn't it? Beautiful. They're gorgeous. They're such a great size as well. Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? I can't speak anymore. Crazy price is what Helena said. Helena did say. Guess what? Crazy price. Crazy price for crazy agate. How about that? $6.95. Pauline in the West Midlands, congratulations. Joan in Middlesex, you've just joined me as well. I love these as earrings. They're just beautiful. They're the perfect size for me, I think. They're really, really beautiful. With your amethyst, these would look fab. In fact, there isn't a gemstone that they wouldn't work with because of that colour. You know, with your black gemstones, that classic monochrome look, your black and your white there, that'd look gorgeous, wouldn't it? The hematite, your solar quartz that we had earlier on. Maybe drop one of those solar quartz in. Oh yeah, look at that colour. Gorgeous. MVGP87 is your code for this one. Actually, just while I remember, Helena, I'm just going to give myself a quick plug because I've been having a bit of a mare over the last few days on Facebook. Can I change my name on Facebook due to my recent marriage? No. Why not? Because I altered something a little while ago. I'm not allowed to change it again. The Facebook law says I can't change it again. Why is that? Why can I not tweak my own page? So basically I can't do it. So the only way that I've done it is by creating a new page. So if you have liked Hannah Goddard Presenter, would you mind just going and liking Hannah Stewart Presenter, Stewart with a U. I'm going to be saying that for the rest of my days. Stewart with a U. When I went to that shop the other day to get my garden furniture and had to reserve it, she spelt it Stew-rat. Yes, she just couldn't spell it. I kept saying Stewart with a U and she just spelt it Stew-rat. So there was this big sign on the garden table saying sold Stew-rat. Well, there you go. So yeah, if you are on Facebook, Hannah Stewart with a U Presenter. Go and like that page instead. Okay. Woo! I don't think it's a difficult name to spell myself. You know, Stewart with a U is S-T-U-A-R-T. It's that simple. But you know.
You'd be surprised how many people can't spell binding.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, do you know what? It's just one of those things, I guess,
I
isn't
just
it?
have to say, like, the book. Book binding. They still don't get it, though.
It is, if you do have a bit of a different name, sometimes people are like, sorry? Beg your pardon? Beg your pardon?
My maiden name was Wes.
Really?
My maiden name was Petey, but it was spelled P-E-T-E-Y. Everybody, Petty, and it was everything sit there and he used to announce it. My husband just used to be like, hee hee hee. Brilliant. So I thought, I've got married now, binding, that's a bit easier. No, still can't say it.
Oh, bless you. Oh, do you know what? We all get it at some point, don't we? I did have it with my maiden name as well. It's just, you know, one of those things, isn't it? 0800 644 655 NNYY07 480 carats of your clear quartz graduated plain large nuggets, 14 by 10 to 26 by 18 millimeters. They are gorgeous. One of these in a pendant, oh my days, it's one of those, isn't it, that you just sit there all day. Look at my pendant, love that. $7.95. £7.95, not today, £6.95. Margaret in Gwent, how's the weather in Gwent today, Margaret? These are fab, aren't they? They're so big, they're so sizable as well. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. There's approximately 20 gemstones there as well, absolutely tons. Let's go across and have a look. I didn't realise we've been talking about Take That, claims to fame. We didn't have much chatting today, we forgot what time was.
Okay. Just wow. What's the best one to put it on?
Challenge Laura. Oh, sapphire ring. We gave Laura earlier on, I was going to say this morning then, today, lunchtime, strand of sapphire, huge strand of sapphire. Oh.
I don't know whether that's better on the black or the...
Oh, on the white, I think.
White, yeah.
On the white with the sapphires, I think. Look at that, just beautiful. That's incredible. Do you know what? We've had some incredible inspiration today. We really have from Nora with the wire work, and that is just stunning. Do you know what? I did wonder, but I didn't want to say anything because I'm not the wire working queen, Laura is. I did think, is that the wrong way around? Yeah. I like the international sign for the wrong way around though, Laura.
Well, it worked.
It's now the right way around. That's gorgeous. Did that take very long? I
did both of them in the last 55 minutes.
Never.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it doesn't look like you've done them in an hour. That's incredible. They're gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. When are you back, Laura?
The 18th, but I do have 2 workshops at the
of course
Friday
you do.
and Saturday,
Yeah, Friday and Saturday, 2 workshops. So we'll be back with you on the 18th. I am back tomorrow with Helena, who will probably have a sore head. So prices even worse, even lower, even great for you. Not worse, great. Oh my gosh. Anyway, Zena is up next. She's taking you through until 9 p.m. this evening, so make sure you stay tuned. I'm back tomorrow, 1 o'clock till 5 o'clock. We've got loads of treats. Who's with us tomorrow, Helena? We're not sure yet, but stay tuned, have a look, check out Facebook because we'll let you know the hells. I don't know. All she knows is she's going to see Fleetwood Mac tonight. She's very excited. Stay tuned for Zena. She'll be up with you in just a few minutes. I shall see you tomorrow at 1 o'clock and we'll be back on the 18th. Take care. See you soon.
It was here almost 650 years ago in Amir, where King Jai Singh first laid the foundations that was to become one of the world's most famous walled cities, Jaipur. The city of Jaipur, commonly known as the Pink City, is now taking centre stage for gemstone cutting and trading.